Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. The plan for today's stream? Oh, who am I kidding? Not much of a plan. There's a few things I want to talk about in terms of media I consume during my time off, and that would include Book of Boba Fett and Star Wars Visions. These are two Disney Plus things that I watched that I have some things to say about. Whoops. Let me go ahead and plug in my headphones. That would be a helpful starter. I didn't even have my headphones plugged in. So I want to talk about that. If there's anything else going on in the world, clips or whatever, I guess this would be the stream to suggest them, and then we could talk about those as well. Why does it look like the chat is like way off from how it normally is? Am I crazy? I think I might just be crazy. Because when I put it on my second monitor, the second monitor doesn't adjust super well, so some of the scene is cut off and it like throws me off. But yeah, hi, welcome. I'll wait for you guys to roll in. We'll play some tunes as per the usual. But yeah, if you have any clips or talks or something that we should look at, I guess today would be the day for that. But besides that, I'm cool with just chatting today. Honestly, I kind of miss hanging out with you guys, so I just want to like catch up and shoot the shit. I am almost done with Wheel of Time Book 1. So that's another thing, is I'm almost through Wheel of Time Book 1, and Jesus Christ, what a journey that has been. When you see like 35 hours on an audiobook, part of me just says that time will like fly by, but after finishing or nearly finishing this one, I'm like, damn, there is a lot. That is a lot of hours of audio content, because I also can't put it at like 2x or 3x because it's very difficult to follow when it's like that, because I have to do something with every word. Like, you're painting pictures and stuff, so it's not as easy to just throw it in like 3x and like consume it, because I don't know what's going on in the story. So like I really have to think through everything. So at most I can do like 1.5 and still not get lost all the time. But realistically I'm doing like 1.2 to 1.4. And so yeah, those 35 hours are like real hours that are being spent. The ending of book 1 as well. I've heard that the ending of book 1 is like not very perfect, and that of all the books, that's kind of the one that both author and reader alike are kind of like, you know, stuff wasn't ironed out quite yet, which I'm fine with. That's cool by me. I suppose we'll get there when we get there. I don't want any spoilers or anything. I watched the Amazon Prime series, so I have an idea of how it's going to end, but thank you for that. But the thing is that the book does so many things differently that, like, even if I know the major plot points, the way they're being executed is so differently that I'm actually enjoying the book. A lot of stuff is different. Thanks, dude. Nice title, book. You really lured me in. Well, that's the idea, brother. That is the idea. Anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and hit play on this song, and then we'll jump into it. Talk to you guys in a bit.
Hell yeah, dude, we're breaking into it. まう。
Hey everybody, how are y'all doing? Hope you're doing well. I trust you're doing well. I'm doing fine myself, in case you're asking. I will predict the responses there. Hello Booksmarts, hi. Hope you guys are doing okay. Glad to see a book. Well, I'm happy that you're happy, dude. I'll say that. Let me go ahead and plug in my Stream Deck real quick so that I have that going for me. Where is the cable to that? It seems to have been lost in the depths of behind the computer. I should start traveling with like a little mirror so that I could show you guys like what it looks like behind the monitor. I don't know how much of this is because I'm a streamer and I'm personally interested in that. You know, you guys may very well not care about any of that, but I do find it interesting to see like what behind the computer looks like, or like what is this person staring at as they rant for like hours and hours and hours. So for me, I think of like what would I want to see, and that's one of the things I would want to see, but I doubt that many of you actually even care about that at all. I like that sweater, thank you. It's from The Big Lebowski. It's a movie about a stoner loser guy who tries to solve a mystery. Basically, think of like a noir movie, except it's like a meme of it. And the main detective guy is just some like nobody. Christmas is over? Yeah, I know Christmas is over. It doesn't mean I can't wear a sweater, bro. You go ahead and hit up God about why Christmas is over, but it's still so goddamn cold, okay? You gotta take that one up with the big guy. When it stops being cold, I'll stop wearing the sweater, bro, but it's cold as fuck inside. Show us your setup. I can't right now because the camera is all like perfectly set up.
OMG, it's Mr. Smarts.
And whatever. But like I said, I'm thinking about like getting like a little mirror so that I could show you guys, but I think that would be yet another thing I would have to take with me everywhere I travel, and that sounds like a god-awful nightmare. Be honest, you would want to see our feet. No, I wouldn't. Thank you for the subscription, Astos Man. Yeah, but you're right, I sort of don't care what you're looking at. Okay, wait, am I this old? Why are you explaining The Big Lebowski? A lot of people don't know that. Even my dad didn't know that. I thought my dad would for sure know that movie. I walked into his house with this sweater on and I was like, it's from a movie, Dad, don't you remember? And I like kept giving him a bunch of plot hints, and it was the saddest fucking thing. He had no idea. He was like, I'm so sorry. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. It was really, really awkward. I was like, it's a Big Lebowski, Dad, come on. And he was like, which one's that? I'm like, oh, Jesus, this is hella awkward. Dude, the cringe levels were off the chart. I kept giving him a bunch of plot hints thinking he already knew what the movie was. And I tell him the title and he's just like, and that is what exactly? It's more of an internet movie? I thought my dad was the one that showed it to me. That's why I was so surprised when he had no idea what it was. I dead ass had like a fake memory of him showing me that movie for the first time, but I guess he didn't. Or my dad is slowly losing his mind. One or the other. Look, Mom, I'm wearing the sweater from Sophie's Choice. I've never even seen Sophie's Choice. I just know the title of the movie. I have no idea what it's about or whatever, though. Yeah, so he had no idea. Fix your mic? Huh? Dude, you guys need to shut the fuck up. All right, we're already starting with this. We're already starting.
I swear to God, I'll pistol whip the next guy that says shenanigans.
There is shenanigans on the mic. The next person to mention the mic will be timed out for an amount of time that will be up to the mod that catches them, okay? There is an open bounty on people talking about the mic. Obviously, we're still on the fucking webcam. Do you see me holding a fucking mic? Dumb fuck?
Hey, Booksmarts, fix your mic. I see you talking into it, but we can't hear you or understand you, Booksmarts.
Oh yeah, where is the fucking mic that you think I'm talking into, dumbass? Use your fucking brain cells, bro. Use your brain cells. Classic Books. Shut the fuck up. Alright, we're already starting toxic. You guys have already pushed me over the edge, and we haven't even started. You guys are the absolute worst. Oh, I'm gonna have a lovely, wholesome day where I just talk with my chat today and we go through whatever dumb shit they want to talk about. And then we actually get here, we actually get to doing the thing, and you guys immediately piss me off. That's the way of it, isn't it? That's the fucking way of it, dude. And it's some dumb fuck in the YouTube chat. I should have fucking known YouTube chat. It's always the YouTube chat, dude. It's always the YouTube chat that ends up starting it, I tell you. I love you to death, YouTube chat, but sometimes you guys just, it's like a moth to a flame, the dumbasses to the YouTube chat, I swear to God. The title brought all the drama frogs? Yeah, we have big drama today, okay? Did you see that, here, let me go to my Twitter real quick. I fucked up all my scenes to talk to Mr. Girl, so they might be fucked. I just gotta make sure they're not fucked. Okay, my cam is okay there. You guys are okay at the bottom there. I think that's all fine. I think you guys need to be much less than you are right now. There you go. Maybe 4 messages deep is cool. Where is it? Speaking of drama, what the fuck? What are those? We've been waiting all week to listen to Supreme talk to Mr. Girl, and he cancels. He cancels everything. Content on hold indefinitely. Jesus, it's like a fucking Twitch ban. Well, that's scary. That's not what you want to see. So, I don't think Supreme is feeling super well. I think this is probably something that he's mentioned on his stream or whatever. So it seems like he's taken some time off. That's reasonable. Very, very sad. Let me go ahead and like all these to show my support for my dear homie. Let me go ahead and like all of these. Just like every single one. 07. Jesus, this is a lot of replies. Is this how social media works? I know Instagram is like this. You have to like everybody's thing, or it seems like you're an asshole or something. There we go. I've liked everything. But yeah, so his talk isn't going to happen. If you've been following on the Discord at all, then you know that part of my plan was to wait until his Mr. Girl conversation was finito or whatever, and then watch it and go over it and whatever. And then depending on how that went, whether it was positive or negative, I was going to go on Stardust's show. So I'm a bit of a... whatchamacallit. I'm sensitive about social stuff. I don't want to be on a panel where like everybody hates each other and stuff. So Stardust invited me to the Chaos Cast this weekend, and I told her it's going to depend on how Supreme does in his conversation, because Supreme was going to be there, and if him and Mr. Girl got into beef, like, I don't want to go on your panel. But now all of my decisions have been halted. I actually don't know if I'm going to show up for Chaos Cast, because I don't know when Supreme's going to be back, or if he's going to be back in time for the Chaos Cast. So not entirely certain where we go from here, but yeah, that's something. So if you didn't catch this news, and there you go, there's your taste of the news. You missed one? What did I miss? No sound? Wait, what are you guys freaking out about? Mods? Yikes. Mods check? Come on, bro. Yikes. This guy needs to go, dude. Yeah, congratulations. You're blocked on YouTube there. There you go. Sorry, YouTube chat. Like I said, You guys have some of the worst chatters. What can I say? I don't know why YouTube would let your name be... Let me clear my throat for that one. That one's going to be a bit tough to pronounce. His name is N-word, 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 and he has been blocked on YouTube chat, so don't worry about that. Twitch, in case you were curious, that's what's made its way into the block pile. Hey, those may be his pronouns, party people. I've seen some people with the N-word as a pronoun, so you may have just been transphobic with your remarks, okay? I may be a transphobic streamer by banning him. Could be the case, could be the case. Anywho, I think there was something else in my tweets and stuff that I need to look at. Someone gift me a sub? Stop begging, dude. You're not a Twitch streamer. What was the other thing I was meant to reply to? I know there was something else. Oh, this thing. Dude, blast from the past. Danabo put out this tier list. So back when the tier list thing was really popular in the Twitch space, I made up like my own categories. I made up like frustration matrix and life connector and all these other like weird names to describe like the style of people and how they communicate. And then Danabo took it and he kind of renamed a lot of the categories to something that more people could understand, and he laid them all out. So he, and Danabo is the mover and shaker of the Dylan space. I don't know why we pretend like there's not movers and shakers, by the way. Just because Big Papa Fascist is a fucking fascist and everybody hates him doesn't mean like what he's saying ain't true. And no amount of fucking gaslighting him like Supreme did is gonna change the fact that he's totally correct. There are people behind the scenes in the Twitch space that have a monumental impact on the way that shows and stuff happen, and that's undeniable. Whether you count the streamers that, like me, like I did with Stardust, where I say, well, it's gonna depend if Supreme is fighting with Mr. Girl, then I'm not coming on. Whether it's streamers doing that or whether it's their producer people that work for them, like Danabo works for Dylan, there are movers and shakers. And in Dylan's case, that would be like Danabo and Mr. Geek are these people who like, they have impact on how stuff goes and picking people for the shows and whatever. So I just don't feel like it's a crazy fucking schizo thought to say that there are people making like decisions behind the scenes and whatever. So that's who Danabo is. He made an updated version of this. One thing that immediately got huge chuckles out of me is that up here in frustration matrices, oh shit. They put fucking Supreme as a frustration matrix. So to explain what a frustration matrix is, since I'm the one that coined this term, it's when you talk with somebody who, like, the way that they debate and they argue is they'll like take on what you're saying and then like flip it. They're very difficult to talk to because it almost feels like you're walking through like a house of mirrors, and shit is constantly like shifting and getting wonky and very like difficult. It's difficult to parse them out. You can never like you can never really like get to the center of their person or get to the center of like the arguments they're making and stuff. It's just a non-stop battle the entire way through. Danabo is one of the people who is a frustration matrix. If you ever argue with Danabo, it feels like you're arguing against some like fucking person that lives in your walls, dude. He's fucking crazy. And when you try to argue with him, it's so difficult because he just says some shit that's like completely stupid and just keeps going back to it like over and over that you're driven crazy and you feel like you've made no progress talking to him. Lauren Southern, I would say, makes sense to be on here. Viv cannot be this, but she can when she's in a mood. Like, she doesn't want to take criticism and stuff. I don't think super easily. Like, when she says stupid shit, she'll kind of like argue in favor of her stupid shit for way longer than she ought to, rather than just conceding that she's an optical nightmare or whatever. Chaos' Mel, I guess that kind of makes some sense to be on here. I don't know about this chick. I've just seen her doing like modeling poses. I didn't even know that she debated with people. Dario can be like that for sure. Oh, Danabo is on here. Okay, solid. Actual Jake, that makes sense too. Like, you never really argue with Actual Jake. You argue against his, like, talking points, so that's annoying as fuck. This guy, for different reasons, right? I just thought it was funny as fuck to see Supreme up there. So, there's that. But I think the ones that are good are probably all-rounders. Social intelligence gods, these are both, like, positive. I don't know if Lecture Fan is a good all-rounder. I also don't think she's a good all-rounder either. I don't think she's a good all-rounder either. I think that she's more a frustration matrix than an all-rounder. That's my personal opinion. But I also get that, like, Danabo, again, is a mover and shaker, so he's going to put some things on here that don't make sense to us as viewers because he's a mover and a shaker. I also don't know if Relly is a good all-rounder, quite honestly, but I guess we have him up here because we like seeing him debate. IRI makes sense to me, Dylan makes sense to me, Destiny makes sense to me, she makes sense to me. I guess Lumi kind of makes sense to me. I would actually say Lumi is probably better fit down here, and I actually think that Deepak is probably a better all-rounder. Like, Dima Mama probably shouldn't be here, and Deepak probably shouldn't be here. I actually think that there's a good odds that Deepak lacks a lot of, like, social intelligence stuff, so I actually don't know if he should be in here. Eris makes a ton of sense to be here. A4 Andre makes sense to be in here. I don't know who the fuck all these other people are. My Waves, I guess, makes sense. I don't know if she should be in here. She should probably be an all-rounder. I don't know. She's really good at holding her own in conversations. I feel like to put her in here kind of downplays her effectiveness as, like, a debater and stuff. So, I don't know. I would put her probably in all-rounders. Life connectors. Why is Denims a life connector? That doesn't make any sense to me. I guess I could understand Dan being there. I don't know why Prime is a life connector either. I don't think Prime has, like... Never mind. I guess I can understand Stardust being here. Don't make sense in social intelligence, though. I honestly, maybe I'm racist. I thought this lady was Joe. I thought that was Joe. And then I got down to here and I was like, wait a minute, what? That's Joe. Joe should be here. I don't know who this is anymore. I thought that was the same person. Doe is the one in the forest? Oh, this one? I don't know where Doe should go. I don't watch Doe. I try not to. This guy looks like Jon Snow. I guess Aiko, if you were to put her anywhere, you would probably put her here or a frustration matrix. I think I love Aiko to death, but it is a tie between these two. If you try to go into any kind of logic with Aiko, she's a frustration matrix because she can't remember, like, what was said, and she gets confused pretty easily, and because she gets confused, she'll just, like, reiterate her points because she didn't really remember or understand what yours were. She's very frustrating to, like, argue with, but she is, like, a life connector too. She has, like, a lot of life experience she brings to the table when she talks to people, so there is that as well. I had to go potty. Lol, what the fuck is this, chat? It's like a tier list thing. So there's that. What the fuck does life connector mean? That's basically you use your life experience as, like, the jumping off point for having conversations with people, and you're able to, like, connect with the human experience and bring that into your debates. So Aiko could definitely be there because she does that a lot. Star could be there because she does that a lot. I have never seen Denims do this, so I don't know why Denims is in here. That I don't understand at all. Dan I can kind of understand, the landlord man. I just do not know why Prime is in here either. Freems makes sense to me. Which, by the way, Freems has, like, a cool logo. I know that's, like, an MTV ripoff, but this Freems thing is, like, kind of cool. I like his icon. Specialist, hopefully I can break out of the specialist category at some point. I actually don't, after this year, I don't know if she's actually helpful to listen to about gun stuff. I would actually be more apt to put BX Bullet under Frustration Matrix than I would Specialist. She's just had a lot of really bad showings this year in particular. And I also think that RGR, similarly, because of her performances in 2021, probably shouldn't be under specialist. Because even the things that she claims that she specializes in, her arguments have like stopped making sense to me at all. She has very unhelpful prescriptions for how to think about things. So I feel like she's just lost. I don't know where I would put her, but definitely not specialist anymore. Where would you want to be? Well, obviously, I think where you want to be is all-rounder. Like, this is really positive and this is really positive. So being in either of these is probably really good and preferable. So I think either one of those would be cool. I actually think how I've discussed thus far, like how I communicate with people, I probably shouldn't be in specialists, given we don't really talk about like rhetoric and optics as the main focus of one-on-one conversations so much. And I should probably go in Life Connector if I'm being honest. But I don't know if Danabo keeps up with that kind of stuff. Why do I think this is no comment chick every time I see her? Who is this? Does anybody know who this is? Destiny photo with a gun? Yeah, he's got a good photo in there. Did you put Matt? I didn't put anyone in any of this. This is Danabo's rankings, to be clear. I didn't do this. I don't know if luck should be, I guess. But yeah.
Will we get a movers and shakers tier list?
That would be good, a movers and shakers tier list. I think that would be like, I don't think I could because some of the movers and shakers I'm thinking about don't really stream a lot. I think they'd be really upset if I did that, so I won't. Stays chill. I don't know any of these people. That's Bayla. That's the dumbass guy. I don't know. That's Polar doesn't even stream anymore. Neither does Loyal Logic. But yeah, aside from like Bayla, Polar, Loyal, and the dumbass guy, I actually have no idea who the rest of these people are. Hey, don't be rude. It's not rude, it's truthful. I'm truthful on stream. I'm taking one out of Mr. Girl's playbook, bro. I'm not gonna change the way I say something if it changes what the message is. He's just a dumb fuck, dude. I'm sorry. He is. He's incredibly frustrating to listen to talk as well, so sorry. Make better content, dude. I don't know what to tell you. Yo, Book, can you give us a TLDR on Movers and Shakers? I already did, asshole. Rewind the VOD. I'm saying asshole just because I'm in a mood, so don't take it personally. I guess they're staying chill so we don't see him. Maybe, dude. Stays mad. Yeah, this guy gets mad. Boy, I hope I'm thinking about the right person for this one, otherwise that gets into, like, dangerous race territory as well. Hans gets mad too, I suppose. Hans in 2021 has earned his place in this category on the list. Hassan makes sense. Is that Hunter Avalon? I guess Hunter gets mad too. Infrared is nothing but anger, so that makes sense. I don't know who this is. Probably some trans person based on the image. I have no idea who they are though. Same with this. Either some like conservative crazy person or a trans person. What is going on here? I honestly don't know who the rest of these people are. Is this CTV, I think? Lady Rain? Which one's Lady Rain? Is that this one? Is that what Lady Rain looks like? Wait, which one's Lady Rain? The trans one? I said there were two. Is this one Lady Rain? The trans girl into Prite. What the fuck does that even mean? Into Prite? You mean on the right? This one? Okay, so that's Lady Rain. Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, the animated one. Okay, that's not CTV. Oh, well. You guys are realizing that I am like face and race blind, dude. I can't differentiate lots of people in lots of different categories. They just all look the same to me, dude. I have no fucking idea. It might just be that my vision is super duper bad, but like everybody is just like a blurry shape of color in my brain, and I have no idea how to differentiate them. Where's Scrub King? Did you say Scrub King was here? Which one's Scrub? This one? It's Queen Alexa and Samantha. I don't fucking know who those people are. Denims and Prime Kais ended up in that category because they are dangooses, but they are nice dangoose. I don't even know what the fuck a dangoose is, bro. The Scrub is in rhetorical hogs. Oh, okay. Rhetorical hogs are people who like put on an act and very uppity and kind of take all the talking room, especially in panels. So Vosh, I guess, makes sense, and he cares about rhetoric to the detriment of plenty else. He makes sense in here. I don't know if he should be in here. I don't know if it makes sense that the Scrub King is a rhetorical hog. I think he should go somewhere else, but I don't know. That makes sense. That kind of makes sense, I guess. He talks funny, I suppose. Don't know who the fuck the rest of these people are. This guy's a Twitter guy. I like his tweets. I just have no idea who the fuck he is. This is 3 Arrows or whatever. Wait, is that Lycan? Is that our handsome, lovely boy? Is this Lycan? Have we put Lycan in rhetorical hogs? I suppose he is like Bastiat adjacent, but that feels bad. I really like Lycan, so I don't know. It feels bad he's in there. Stockton Left hasn't done anything in forever. Neither has this chick, so I guess we'll skip those. Needs extensive prep. The Serfs, I think the Serfs is more of a frustration matrix. I don't think any amount of prep makes the Serfs like a good debater, so I actually don't think the Serfs should be in here. If we change this to like only relies on prep, then maybe. But I think his style is more of a frustration matrix than like he needs prep. He preps for everything. It doesn't change the way his conversations go. I don't think Anna should be in here either. That doesn't make any fucking sense to me. If anything, I think Anna should be a rhetorical hog, no? Anna, Lil W? Yeah, I think Anna should probably be a rhetorical hog. I think that's more fitting than like needs prep. That's like a weird place to put her. Why is Cherry next to Anna? Yeah, I don't really get that. Although I haven't seen Cherry debate people, so that may be the case. I don't think he should be in... I don't think Derry should be here either. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Derry debates only based on prep, sure, as in like he reads a lot and stuff, but I don't think he needs to like prep before a talk to have it. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. Know something or whatever. He's really funny and really witty and intelligent on Twitter, but every conversation I've seen him be in, he kind of, what is the turn of phrase? Shits the bed or something? He always shits the bed when he has like a live conversation. I've not seen a live conversation he had where I was wowed by it, but when he's on his own or when he's not in conflict with people, he sounds like a super intelligent dude. Mr. Geek belongs here, I'd agree. Lonerbox belongs here, I'd agree. I've never seen Gappy do a debate, so I have no idea. I've kicked Gappy's ass offhandedly like a bunch of times, so maybe he needs prep, I guess. This dude, no fucking idea. I don't think any amount of prep really, I guess kind of, that makes sense. Chow, I guess that makes sense. Rem, I suppose that makes sense. Pixie, yeah. Is this Sansel? Gappy V is Giga Chad? Okay. Can someone explain what's the deal with the laser eyes? It's just a stupid meme that people do. I don't know. It's a thing that internet people do. I've never really understood it or thought it was cool or whatever. I actually think it's lame. Like Chud Logic's avatar I think is incredibly lame. Know Nothing's avatar I think is lame. If this is Sansel, then that's pretty lame too. I just think it's lame. I don't know. But there's my 2 cents on it. It's not my avatar. I didn't pick it. Room for improvement. Nothing good to say about these people. They need to cook in the incubator a little bit longer. Politically provoked? I don't know. Maybe he should be in Rhetorical Hog and not here. I don't know about that. I feel like I should know who this cat ear lady is, but I don't. This is a furry. I have no idea who any of these people are. Who are you? Who are any of you? That's Simey. But I know who Simey is from very different reasons than debate. So, does Simey even do debates? I thought Simey, like... Okay. I feel like I should know who this is too, but I have no fucking idea. I honestly just don't know who any of these people are really. So, oh, I recognize this from Twitter. I think this is Zan Z, but I have not seen a single conversation of his that I can remember. Is this Shoe on Head? Needs improvement? More like it needs some clout. Yeah, maybe, dude. Maybe that's a better way of putting it. But if this is Shoe on Head, I don't think she needs any more clout than she has. Okay. Again, she's another person who, like, I don't know her for, like, debate. I know her for, like, cute pictures on Twitter. So I don't know if that's me objectifying her or whatever. I've honestly just never really seen her debate anybody about anything. And if it did happen, it didn't make, like, headlines, so I have no idea. I don't even know why she's on here, to be honest with you. I don't even consider, like, part of Twitch politics. So, all right, what is this? Do you even debate, bro? Why isn't she in here? I guess we'll skip all these people because they're irrelevant. Yeah. Yeah. Kingfisher used to debate. I don't know why he's here. Let me see if I recognize more people. Oh, this is cute. I don't know who that is, though. Boy, I've not the fucking slightest clue with any of these people. This is Kingfisher. This is, Fancy Sloth. This is an irrelevant clone. This is, I think her name is Emily in real life. Emily? Amy? No. I've met her in real life. I feel so bad. I think I've met her in real life. I think she went to lunch or dinner with, like, Supreme and a group of us. Bad Bunny is I know who Bad Bunny is, yeah, obviously. I just, I'm trying to remember her name. Anna! Anna! That's right, that's Anna. I've never seen her debate, no idea. DDoS, DGG, and Brant for Liberty. I don't know why this is a category. That's pretty dumb. Okay, well, I think that's the whole list. So there you go. But yeah, to bring it all back around, a long time ago when we were doing the tier list stuff, because I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings, instead of making the categories based on who's best to who's worst, I made it like their debate style. And then Danabo took that and he changed the names of a lot of them so that people can understand what the fuck I was talking about. And then he filled in his own. So yeah, that's he's making an updated version of that. So that's what he was up to. But yeah, so that's that. Who's at the top? It doesn't matter who's at the top. That's Wake the Beast. It's a gimmick channel. I'll call it a gimmick channel at this point because he doesn't really do anything productive anymore. Yeah, he's just like a gimmick channel. I wonder what the old one was. Wow, this looks considerably smaller. Best all-rounders. Why is he an all-rounder? Also, I don't think Relly's an all-rounder. Yeah, okay. I guess, like, Vosh could very well be an all-rounder. And I think that last year, when we looked at his conversations, he was a much better debater. He's kind of fallen off. And this isn't like DGG derangement syndrome or Vosh derangement syndrome. I'm not really sure how the meme works. I think the derangement syndrome is supposed to be about the person that you're talking shit on. So I don't have VDS, but I think we could all say, even if you like Vosh objectively, his conversations since 2020 have just been awful. His conversations in 2021, it was like a downward spiral with a lot of them. Even ones where he should have had it in the bag, like talking to Chaos's Mel. His approach is just so fucking heavy-handed and awful that he doesn't look good. So and when kind of the whole like meme of your appeal is that you look good in all of your debates and stuff, the fact that he's fallen off rhetorically so much, I think just adds insult to injury. So he's had bad performances. He hasn't performed well rhetorically in his performances, and his optical or rhetorical strengths are supposed to be one of his defining features. So like this combination of things just means that he's kind of fallen off. I hope, and I'll say this, and this is an open message to Vosh and Vosh people, I miss old Vosh. I don't hate Vosh. I think Vosh is like a super duper smart guy. I like that he cares about rhetoric. I like that he keeps in mind optics. I like that he has two discussions going on in tandem, one between the audience and one between the person he's talking to. I even emulate that in my own talks. That's something that I've taken from Vosh and I'm applying even in the Mr. Girl conversation. That's why I stood up for myself when I typed something in my chat, or when it turned out I was watching chat. Mr. Girl was watching chat too, right? Like, I think keeping in mind how the chat is going and stuff is important. And like, I can't do that super well. So I'm aspiring to be better at that, because I can't read chat and have a conversation at the same time, but I can keep in mind a version of my chat and try to play to them while I'm talking to the other person. But in any case, to make a long story short, I really hope that Vosh does better in 2022. I hope that he comes out of his shell, has more conversation, start from the ground up. Don't go into it assuming that you're correct, or assuming that you're going to blow him out of the water, or assuming that you can act like an asshole and get away with it, right? Because that's what happened in the Chaos's Mel conversation, for instance. He has this approach where he acts like an asshole because he doesn't think that the other person is worthy of like treating seriously. He brings them on because he wants to like dunk them, and he thinks that that's the proper approach to like handling a conversation with particular people. And if you can execute it, there's not a problem, but he can't really execute that. I think he goes too hard and just doesn't look good for him. And it's way too easy when you're on the other side, if the person is unwavering in that approach, to make them look bad. All you have to do is make yourself out to be a victim, like you're not being listened to, and that other person looks like a huge asshole. So he needs to think more about how he's engaging in conversations, have more of those conversations, don't assume you're going to win them, and try to learn. There's a lot more people in this space. There's a lot more thoughts in the space. There's a lot more approaches in the space. Be humble. Assume that you can't actually like win every conversation you go into, and play the conversation out like that. Listen to people, try to understand them, try to work with whatever they're giving you, try to be more flexible. And I think that like he could just start back over again and try to be more humble in his conversations. I think he would look better. So I actually look forward to him accepting more conversations and performing a little bit better, and just don't have this air of superiority over people. Try to put that in your back pocket and have fair conversations, and I think you're going to look a lot better. So I'm really hoping we can put him back into best all-rounders like he was in 2020. But it's completely up to him. He has to choose to do that, you know? Vosh got too high off his own farts and the hangover lasted years. Sure. I mean, like, to be fair to him, he has his own audience. He's completely self-sustaining. He doesn't need Destiny. He doesn't need this Hassan shit. He doesn't need any of that. He could just do his own stuff for perpetuity and probably be okay. But I think he likes debating. I think he is a good debater. He just needs to return to his roots and not be as complacent in these conversations as he has been. He's riding the gravy train now? Sure. It's just so interesting to me to see Dan under social intelligence gods. I think Mindwaves could go here easily, though. He's very much so like an everyman. These all make sense. I think Supreme belongs here. It's so funny to me that in the last year, Supreme has moved from being a life connector to being a frustration matrix. You know what I think it is, though? If I'm being 100% real with you, I think Supreme, in his conversations in 2021, has chosen to only pick fights. he has these one-on-one conversations with people that are like, he really, really doesn't like either the ideas that are being put forward or the person he's talking to, and I think that comes off in the way he holds himself. So like some of his more like interrogatory style, where he like asks questions to catch you in your own shit and like tries to bring your attention to these discrepancies, and he doesn't let shit go, he like locks on, I think that makes him look worse. But that's his style, and I've tried to approach him about that style. We've talked about that style in reviews of his, so I think he's sticking with that as a stylistic decision, but I do think it has hurt the way he's being perceived by people. So I don't know. Supreme's a very, very close friend, right? So take anything I say with a grain of salt, because I'm going to be super duper nice to Supreme. But if I'm like putting that aside for a second and just being book smarts, like, yeah, I think the way he engages with some people comes off as like overtly aggressive, and he wants to have a conversation his way. And I don't think he's super interested in hearing other people out beyond how it's going to help him. And I think you can easily see that when you watch conversations that he has. So that's that. And Supreme, if you see this and then you want to have a whole big conversation in private about it, I'm not interested, bro. Because, again, I actually don't find it like super fun to argue with people about like my takes on their content. So I'm not going to argue with you about that, but there's my 2 cents. Take it or leave it, you know. Specialist. Happy to see IRI get out of here. IRI had a ton more conversations in 2021, which justifies pulling him out of here. Likewise, I hope that I could have more conversations in 2022 and make it out of here, like demonstrate that I can talk about more than just what I'm choosing to talk about. But yeah, IRI has definitely done that. He's come out of his shell a ton. He's shown up on tons of panels and done one-on-ones with people, and I think he earned his way out of Specialist because he's just shown himself more competent. Book, where should Relly go? Like nowadays? I thought there used to be like a debate bro category. Maybe if there was some category that only has to deal with logic, that's where I would put him. So if I were to make a new category, it would probably be like logisticians, and I would put him there. I would put Rem there. I would put, let's see, who else? There's quite a few people who like logic is their bread and butter, and I think that they should be there. It's a certain lack of like the people thing and like compassion and flexibility and stuff that I think marks these like logistician people, and I think that Relly should probably go in there. That's not to say that that's bad or anything, that's just kind of the style that he has with his approach. So logic lords, yeah, sure, we could call it logical lords, and we could do that. What is Viv a specialist on? Fascism, dumbass. What is like every conversation that Viv is in about? How are you confused by that? Maybe that slipped your mind and that's why you're confused, but think about it. She's really good at fascism talks. Just nobody engages with her on that stuff, and it's fucking annoying because everybody has taken this like fascist word and they've turned it into something else, you know? So like, I don't know. People forget that about Viv, but Viv is good about that. Also like Antifa organization, cults, like she has a lot of very specialist knowledge. It's just nobody picks her brain about it, right? Or they dismiss her on those topics. She doesn't get an opportunity to speak as much as she should. Like, I remember there was a conversation with Destiny, Vosh, a few dumb fucks, and Vivian. And they were talking about, did George Bush steal the election or whatever? Is George Bush a fascist? Are Republicans fascists? And like, she did not have as much talk time as I feel like she should have had, because she is like the authority on that, and she demonstrated that in what few opportunities she had to speak on that panel. But like, she should be the person to speak on those issues, and I think we should listen to her, because it's not even like she's unfair and she twisted around or whatever. Like, she knows that she's good at that stuff, and she's willing to be the person to walk people through conversations about fascism and cults and the alt-right and whatever, but just nobody gives her the opportunity, and it's sad. So that's how it is. Obviously, fucking. Yes, I know the fucking joke, right? But that doesn't change the fact that she's a specialist in that. So I don't know. She used to be a specialist. I think that made more sense before. It makes sense that Lux is a specialist. Turing News, it makes sense he's a specialist. But yeah, I'm really happy to see IRI come out of here. So this is 2020, to be clear. This is like the old list. Did you see Viv argue with Destiny, Relly, Hans, etc. on Chud's stream the other day? No. Should we watch that? Would that be interesting? I heard that everybody just dogpiles Viv, and it's like awkward and not fun. And if everybody's just gonna dogpile Viv, I could watch any other panel with Viv on it because everybody always dogpiles Viv. I don't really find that to be like an enjoyable watch experience, so I don't know. Let's watch it. It was bad. No, bro. I think it's bad. I don't want to watch that shit. It's stupid. Like, I don't enjoy watching people dogpile on Viv. Maybe you're transphobic. Maybe you hate Viv for some other reason that doesn't have to do with her transness. I don't know. But if you enjoy just watching Viv get dogpiled all the time, I think there's something wrong with you. I don't enjoy that shit at all. Donogol, a megalol. Mr. Girl doesn't believe me, but this is how Donogol's come into being. I don't want to really watch that conversation, but sure. If you want to do a Donogol about it, we will. What should we set it to? This is a perfect opportunity for that. I don't think people are going to pay for that. I don't think anybody wants to see that conversation, really, but 200? That's 2 people for 200. Uh-oh. 1,000, make sure it doesn't happen? 1,000's a bit much. I don't think we'll hit 200. You know what? We should... 200, 500, 350, 50K. Let's just do 250 like we did before. I'll put 250 towards it, okay? I'll write that down in front of me. So we have 250, okay? 250. I'll set it. I don't think anybody's going to pay for that. So if you're donating towards that, I think you're going to waste your money, dude. Yeah, sure. 250 and I'll watch the Viv thing. Viv versus the world. As most panels and conversations that center around Viv versus the world, unfortunately. Stays chill. I wish we saw more of her. We don't see Catherine in conversations anymore. I feel like, does she still stream? Does anybody know? People might not even remember Catherine. I do because I was in like friend circles with her, but people might not remember Catherine. I miss Catherine. I thought actually that Catherine was really good at debates. Actually, hot take maybe, Catherine, if she would have kept streaming, probably belongs up here. Catherine is a really good all-rounder. Catherine has good social intelligence. Catherine follows logic really well. She's a good listener. Her points are solid. She does research. Like, Catherine is, in my opinion, an all-rounder. She just has to debate more. But we don't see her anymore, and that's kind of unfortunate because she was really good at debate. Every debate I saw of her, I was like super duper impressed. Like, she holds her own and navigates really well. What's unfortunate is she always used to be on panels and people would fucking interrupt. All you little fucking clout goblin assholes would just like interrupt her, or she would be like 3 steps deep and like getting somebody to almost convert to what like the rest of the panel thinks. And then one person would choose to be an asshole and they would destroy all the rapport that she was building with the other side. And like she'd be like, okay, so you believe this. And you would think it's fair to believe this too, right? And if you believe that, you know, in this culture, we think of this and we think of that. And that's kind of similar, right? And somebody would jump in and go, yeah, but you're a fucking asshole, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, bro, she almost had them. If you guys want to convert some of these conservative people or transphobic people over to your ideas, she almost had them. And you interrupted and you ruined it, right? Like, the one thing that was detrimental is just she was always on panels. It just stifles her ability and it doesn't let her shine. And all of her one-on-one talks, she's just super duper good. I miss Catherine a lot. Like, I personally wanted Catherine to like be one of the top debate people. That was something I was secretly vying for, right? Like, she always had my support on whatever the hell she needed. Like, very, very good conversational person. And she stays chill, as this category would imply, you know? I don't like how frustrated Viv and everybody else gets when people dogpile her, but it's cathartic after a Relly, Destiny, and maybe a Rose wrist hold people to points that they try to weasel out of. That's a problem with Viv, is she weasels out of shit, or she downplays shit that's like bad about what she's saying, right? Like, you'll be like, okay, but you can see that, like, rhetorically, when you say this, it's like really fucking bad, and nobody's gonna understand what the fuck you're talking about. Well, I think that people should, you know, keep in mind that this, that, and the other. So you do know that what you said was like really fucking rhetorically bad and nobody's going to understand what the fuck you're talking about. Well, sure, if people choose not to listen to me, then I suppose that blah, blah. Don't be an asshole, Viv. Just fucking bite the bullet on your stupid rhetoric shit, because you get emotional and then you say shit that's Pepega, and then people dogpile on you about it. So just the quicker that you give up on the Pepega comment, the sooner that you can talk about your normal shit. But she just like, we waste a ton of time getting her to admit that something was stupid that she had said, and it kills conversations with her. It wastes a ton of time, and then she doesn't get to talk about the actual good ideas that she has. So yeah, that's all unfortunate, dude. She literally won't concede, so the dog pile continues. Yeah, and the logic people will never let it go, right? They always feel like they're just one more voice line away from like getting her to admit it, and they're really not. So yeah, it's just frustrating. I don't know. Yeah, she'll sometimes deeply strawman somebody who she disagrees with instead of giving them the empathy of, oh, she's not super duper empathetic to people who are not of her same like political persuasion, which is a separate problem with her, and other people have this problem as well. Yeah, so big rip to Liz/Pseudocia. God, I fucking miss her tweets. I don't. Swear to God, I'm not a simp for her. No comment, okay? I don't know anything about your character. Random chatter who's chosen to focus on Pseudocia, but none of what you said makes any sense to me. I completely disagree. I actually think she's kind of like Lance. Her tone and stuff indicates that she knows what she's talking about, or she's listening or being empathetic, but underneath, I'm not sure what the fuck is going on. It's a lot like the gears are turning, but there's not friction enough for them to like catch on anything. So I don't know how you think that about her. Every conversation I see is described this way, but okay. Aiko used to be way more of a rhetorical hog. I think that makes sense. Okay. The part of the problem with Aiko, and this is something I don't think she can fix, is she's super duper long-winded. So you're going to think that she's taking a bunch of time like unnecessarily, but let's compare two people here. Let's compare the way that Aiko Rules talks and the way that Bastiat talks. Bastiat is super intentionally taking all the time of other people. Same with, what is his name? Lecture Fan, right? Both of them are intentionally taking as much time as possible, grandstanding. I don't think that's what Aiko tries to do. Aiko just legitimately takes a long time to like work through a point or word what she's trying to say or understand other people. Her time just moves a lot slower. If you've watched Wheel of Time, she's like the Ogiers. The Ogiers are these like ogre people that like live a really long time, so they talk very slow. And they think through the things that they say. And I'd say that that more so describes Aiko. It doesn't mean she's dumb. It doesn't mean she's trying to steal the spotlight or anything. She just talks slow, right? She gets through her points slowly. And I think to chalk it up to anything more than that is kind of like not fair to Aiko. She just takes a while to get her points out, you know? Pixie could kind of be like that too, obviously to a much lesser extent, but Pixie could take time to get her points out too. Let's see here. Needs extensive prep. Who is this person? I feel like I remember them. Is this Chow? Did Chow used to have that as his thing? This is a chick from ReZero. I think this is Chow. I'm not sure. She reminds me of people from the 50s. If you go watch any old footage, they talk so slow. Maybe, dude. I feel very, very differently than Viv does, but she is optically much less awful than Vosh and moderates her tone better. Maybe. I guess she moderates her tone better. I don't know if she's better than Vosh, though. I wouldn't say that. I don't think that's Chow. Okay. He changes his shit like all the time, so he doesn't exactly have branding I can stick with. What is RFI? Is RFI the needs improvement category? Or I forget what RFI was. Does anybody remember? I completely forget. Maybe Danaba mentions what RFI is. I wonder if this even opens anymore. I know that I responded to somebody and explained it. Oh, room for improvement. That's right. Oh, past Danabo and book smarts. If only you knew what this was going to turn into. If only you knew. Sansal's sleeper, dude. Saimi just posts pictures online. I don't even think she debates anybody. Lycan, I guess, still has room for improvement, but Prime Kai, I used to think he had room for improvement, but then he caught Vosh's ego and just didn't look good for a lot of 2021, so that's unfortunate. Kentucky Fried Comrade, I've never seen him do anything. This guy could have turned good too, but he ended up just turning into a frustration matrix. He evolved into something that was less than what he was back then, so unfortunate. And then a bunch of people that don't debate. Scrub had some good debates, I don't know. This is before she turned into an animal. Or they turned into an animal? It turned into an animal? I'm not sure. This is before it turned into an animal. Let's see here. I recognize in it. Honestly, thank God this person isn't in panels anymore. That was fucking cancer. I hated every single appearance of this person. Same with the other person. They called themselves Dr. K. That was another one where it's like, Jesus Christ, can this person please just stop being on these? It's so frustrating. There was also this dude who looked like he had like a bit of an egghead, where his like hairline is like way up here and he's just got like a little bit of hair. And he would always like be leaning back in his chair. I don't remember what his name was, but that guy was fucking cancer too. Man, that panel scene, there were just quite a few people that were cancer. They may still make appearances on Prime Kai. I'm not sure. I don't watch that shit. But man, how cancerous and annoying every conversation with them was. A good thing that she does more talks. Bad thing that she did more talk. She could have looked a lot more intelligent if she didn't get in conversations with Destiny. Unfortunately, some people that happens, dude. They test themselves against Destiny, and Destiny is like as hard as a diamond. So if you try like bracing yourself against him, you're just gonna like crack and stuff. I think few people are able to handle that, and she ended up breaking and looking really, really bad. So that's unfortunate. This guy ended up doing a ton more stuff and looking good. I would count him as like a life connector. That's Kyosan, right? Kyosan AU, the Australian guy, I think. Before the bush turned into an animal. Yeah, she do be turning into an animal, that other chick. I don't know. That other them. I don't know if she was a they, them, an NB person before. I think she was an NB and then turned into an animal, but I don't really remember. Imagine if Tumat ends up on this list next year. Having argued with Tumat in private, I would actually say, if you guys are curious, that I would say that Tumat is probably, if I were to pick one person that Tumat is like, it's probably Aiko Rules. Where is Aiko on here? There we are. I think Tumat and Aiko are kind of like spirit animals in some ways, with like the way that they argue and the way that they debate. Tumat has like deep ideas in his brain about what he thinks, but I think he struggles to get them out in a way that other people can understand them, and he takes a long time to do that. It's very like, and so I bip-a-bop-a with the frustration in your head, fucking big brain explosion, 2 to the 4 to the 6. He like uses words and phrases and
exclamations that can be difficult to turn into ideas. But when you talk to him more, I think you get more used to like, oh, so you're saying blah, 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 blah. He goes, exactly, you know? I'd say he's most like Iker rules probably, in case you're curious. But could be that when he has discussions in public, he takes on another kind of persona for that, right? Two-Man is very much so like an entertainer, so he might just copy somebody else and be completely different. But based on my arguments with him in private, I think he's more like Aiko, but he might be able to present himself like the Serfs. I don't know. It would be interesting to see where he would end up on this list and what kind of like approach he takes, but I would say that he either is going to look like Aiko or he's going to look like the Serfs. It's going to be one of those two. So take that to mean whatever you will. Two-Man is definitely a specialist. I don't think he's a specialist, dude. I can't think of anything that Two-Man is a specialist in. He knows a lot about like YouTube and social media and stuff, but I don't see that ever really coming up in any of these talks. So yeah. The Aussie guy? Who's the Aussie guy? Is that guy Daddy D and Lauren had a drink with recently? Yeah, I think this is the guy that runs Alcoholics. Kyosan AU. He's based. I like him. So yeah. Meme specialist? Oh well. Agree to disagree, chat. I don't think Two-Man is a specialist, so that would not be where I put him, okay? Not be where I put him. It has to be something relevant to whatever we talk about, right? Like Lucifer knows a lot about working out in health, but Lux isn't on specialist because of that. He's on specialist because of his economic knowledge. Like, I think your knowledge has to be about something related to everything else. Like with her, it's like law, and with her, it's like fascist, Antifa, cults, whatever, alt-right. With him, it's like rhetoric and optics and stuff. With him, it's like activism, right? With him, it's electoral politics, right? So I think it has to be something related to politics and whatever. And I don't think Two-Man knows anything about that stuff. Kyosan did pretty bad versus Lauren when he tried challenging her on Alcoholics, in my opinion. Oh, okay. Rip. The stream is like reading Wikipedia entry side characters in a show. Yeah, kind of. Two-Man is a shit posting specialist. Yeah, perhaps, dude. Perhaps. Okay. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. Are Zerka or Haas on your list? I didn't make these lists. We're just going through what Dadabo chose to do. I think that's a lot less drama inducing for me than making a list and then posting it, because I think people would jump on me about it. He puts Infrared in Stays Mad. I think that's where he should go. If there was a spot that says straight up troll, Zerka and Haas would go in straight up troll. Let me think of who else would go in straight up troll. I know there are other people, I just can't think of them. But him and Zerka literally just troll. They literally just troll. I think I've asked Zerka in the past, like directly in private, like, are you a troll? Like, is this all serious? And I think he just responded with like, LOL. So I'm like, Haas and Zerka are literally just trolls. I don't think they should belong anywhere else. I guess Stays Mad makes sense given we don't have a troll category, but they both just troll. I don't think anybody should take their points and stuff seriously because they rarely take themselves seriously. So I don't think they should belong there. Infrared can pretend to be serious at least. That makes him a bit better than Zerka, right? Because Zerka, I don't even think is capable of pretending to be serious. Not convincingly, at least. But I've seen Haas pretend to be serious and get in, like, have a conversation that way, but I've never seen Zerka do it. We could call them Sigma males. Maybe that'll make him feel better, and the rest of us will know what that means. Brittany Venti is a troll. I didn't see Brittany Venti anywhere on here. I don't know. Haas's insecurity is real, though, I think. It doesn't change the fact that he's a troll. Plenty of trolls are insecure, and that's why they act like trolls, bro. I think they're serious, and I don't think they're serious. Sorry, I don't. like, if we look at the most recent thing where Infrared got banned, he's not serious when he's making fun of, like, the NFL star for not getting bitches, or the NFL star for having a hobby of, like, Twitch, when he does Twitch as a full-time thing. And it's not just he does Twitch as a full-time thing. Like, if we looked at people that do Twitch as a full-time thing, let's compare two people real quick. Let's compare I, wherever the fuck he is, and then let's compare Infrared. I actually learns about shit that has to do with the real world. I comes off as way more of a grass toucher, even if even if he streams on Twitch, he doesn't come off as like a disconnected weirdo. But if you look at the content that Infrared puts out, that's the kind of content that I would be embarrassed to share with other people. Like, I think we've talked about before how, like, the reason why I'm strict on my moderation of the Discord is so that I could show it to anybody or invite them to it and not feel weird about it. I think that, like, I'm perfectly confident that I wouldn't feel weirded out by telling other people what I do on Twitch. I would feel embarrassed to have the content that Infrared puts out and to show that to other people, or to show that to, like, family. I would be personally embarrassed because it's cringy. What he does is really cringy, and it's over the top and lame. But, like, when Tabor is on Destiny's stream, Tabor makes jokes that are funny. Tabor talks about things at a serious level. Tabor enjoys playing video games. His shit's not cringe. Like, Infrared's shit's cringe. I wouldn't share Infrared stuff to anybody. It would make you seem like a disconnected weirdo. So I have to think that at some level he's either full of shit or projecting or some mixture of the two, because, like, when he says shit, it's just like he's just trying to get content and make waves and whatever, and he's just not very good at doing it subtly, right? Like, Steven's good at doing it subtly, at making jokes and stuff to, like, increase drama tension a little bit while, like, keeping the conversation going. He just, to the detriment of everything else, tries to make waves and whatever. He comes off as, like, that cringy kid that, like, joined the friend group late, who's, like, always trying to, like, be one of the main boys, and he's always, like, shooting his shot with, like, a weird cringy joke or whatever, and it just rarely lands, and we just accept that that's what he's like, right? That's what he feels like to me, and that's really sad, but I think that that's, like, his position, in my opinion, on all this stuff, right? And I actually think that, unfortunately, him, Zerka, and that other weirdo that follows the both of them around are all three like that. Zerka is the most likable of all of them, because he has, like, more of an understanding of real life, and that comes off in the way that he talks. But all three of them are like that weird friend that does that stuff and, like, copies what everybody else is doing so that they fit in. And all three of those people just found each other in this life, and now they're going to make a friend group out of that weirdness that exists in all three of them. So that sounds really mean and bullying, but they bully the fuck out of other people, so I don't care to say that. Honestly, that's my interpretation of the three of them. All three of them are that weirdo kid friend that have just found each other in adult life, and now they're all together. So that's the roast of that trio. That's what I think of them. Sorry. Sorry. Grow your own personality, and maybe I would be interested in you, because right now you guys are just in that uncanny valley of, like, cringe human being. Sorry. Like, you're not even broy. You're like, I have, you guys might remember Cliff. We used to have an emote of his face. When I first started streaming on here, Cliff is somebody that I would bring on who is like what Zerka and all of them are pretending to be. He was in the frat house shit when he was in college. He went to a frat boy school. He fucks bitches all the time. He dates around a ton. He has all that drama. He is actually, like, the person that these people are trying to be. But he's chill and likable and, like, all that other stuff, because that's actually who he is. So you can, like, accept that being a part of him. All these guys pretend to be that, and I just see that. And Cliff would have people come into and out of his friend circle that were like that. They were, like, pretending to be this way, but, like, secretly they were really, really awkward around girls, or secretly they were, you know, they were just not funny and nobody comments on it, you know, like, and I don't know. Maybe that's my personal experience coming in here, but that's where I've seen this before, and it just makes me cringe because they're not like what they're trying to pretend to be. Anyhow, I think we've roasted them long enough. Where's Cliff? Why haven't we seen him? Cliff lives in a different state from me, and I travel a lot, so we haven't had Cliff on in a long time. Cliff also has no idea about any of this internet politics stuff, so there's that as well. I actually think in the future it might be cool to have Cliff do like a show maybe once a month where I go through all of the drama and talking points that we've had in the Twitch space and get like a normie's take on it. The only thing I worry about is because a lot of you motherfuckers are crazy, terminally online people, you might go and harass Cliff because of some of his answers, because he has normal people answers. Like I worry he might say the wrong thing about like the wrong group of people and then everybody gets triggered as fuck. But I've also thought about doing something similar with my dad or my mom, because they're like that too. They're normal fucking people. And hearing their takes on some of the drama that we have brings me back to reality of like, oh yeah, this is what normal people think. Because this shit's fucking crazy. But yeah, I just worry that Cliff would get harassed if we did that. So I don't want to put him through that. But I thought that would be a cool thing to do in the future. I also have thought about having my dad on to talk about TV shows and stuff, because he has the time to watch them and we could both take notes and he doesn't have a problem with that. Like, actually, I don't think we'll cover it today because I do kind of want to talk with my dad about it beforehand. Like Book of Boba Fett. My dad knows so much shit about Star Wars that like he could see shit that I miss. And so it would be cool to talk with him about that. And I think that recording that conversation and posting it online would actually be fun for people to listen to. But again, I worry about my dad getting harassed and, you know, becoming a part of all this. And, you know, it's unfortunate, but I don't think I want to subject him to like the harassment and stuff that I have to go through. I don't think that would be cool. So is Cliff that dude you were on the Zerka panel with that looked like he was camping? No. I think that guy's name is Cliff, but he's a completely different person. That dude's a fucking lunatic. Yeah, so no, that's not Cliff. Cliff is a young black fellow who we've had on the stream before. I don't know how else to describe him. You would recognize him. Yeah. Oh, Clint. His name is Clint. That's right. The tent guy's name is Clint. Book of Boba Fett episode 1 was not very good. Hopefully it improves as time goes by. I agree. I wish we would have gotten like 3 episodes, whatever they're setting up for there, and got them all at once, because episode 1 is clearly set up and it was just not super entertaining for me. But my dad probably thinks differently because he's in love with Boba Fett and he read the books when he was a kid, and my dad is super obsessed with Star Wars, so he turns anything negative about Star Wars into some positive, so it might be cool to talk with him about that. Anyway, he was from Raj. Oh, I guess he's from Raj. That guy? No, that guy's fucking crazy. Ah, the mysterious black friend who nobody's ever seen. You remember him? We had him on once. Oh, Jesus. Anywho, I think I've milked this tier list thing for as much content as I'm getting out of it. There you guys go. There's my response to the Debate Pal tier list. I don't think we'll fill one of these out, but there you go. Also, for anybody interested, we have 250 for listening to the Viv panel, if anybody is interested in that, which I don't think you will be. I'm certainly not. So there's that. What else should we look at? Anything else going on Twitter? I probably can't click home because I have a lot of lewd stuff in my Twitter feed, but maybe there's something in notifications. There's 20 plus of these. Okay. Okay. No, you don't deserve to be in the stage chill. You get fucking hot-headed as a motherfucker. I don't... Rem, don't say this shit. Oh, you lose yourself in the music every time, bruh. Just because you had one good showing doesn't mean you can't stay. I don't know. It's about larger trends, okay? It's about larger trends, not one single conversation. Jesus Christ. You can tell the world, Bookie, your mysterious black friend is a notorious JLP. Yeah, secretly I'm in JLP's DMs. Okay, thank God that wasn't something bad. I follow this group called Popular Illustrators, and it makes my timeline so much more enjoyable. When I used to use Twitter, it was nothing but like artists. So this Popular Illustrators category just gives me life because I get to see cool art, not fucking idiots arguing about shit they know nothing about. Oh, I don't follow Gappy. Oops. Sorry about that. Who else am I not following? No. Actually, does Gappy post cringe? Oops. I don't know. Who cares? I follow a lot of people that I have muted. I'm just going to keep it a $1.50 with you guys. I follow a lot of people who I just straight up keep muted. I want them to know that I follow them and I support them in their endeavors, but I am not interested in reading their stupid fucking tweets, dude. Sorry. Is Booksmart's Latino? I am, yeah. What the fuck? Don't you follow me? I'm an illustrator, and I am arguably popular. Ooh, look at you. A guy who's arguably popular. Uh-oh. Carrier just earned themselves a timeout if anybody wants to collect on that bounty.
I swear to God, I'll pistol whip the next guy that says shenanigans.
Well, you mentioned the mic. It doesn't matter if you do a big chilling.
Bing chilling.
Does not matter. That is on the no-no list for today's stream. Congratulations. Am I muted? We could check. We could definitely check. Here, let me see. Twitter, I actually think you have banger tweets. I don't think you would be muted. Oops. No, nothing. You have 2 accounts, so let's see. You are not muted. You are not muted. Congratulations. That's account number 1. Where is your other account? It's no something, right? Oh. Narrowly. Neither is muted. You actually post good stuff, so it makes sense that you're not muted on here. But some other folks definitely are. Folks that I'm not gonna like show as examples because they might get mad at me and we're like personally friends. A lot of people's Twitters, dude. I cannot stand it. I cannot. I will follow you, but I will not subject myself to your tweets, dude. Sorry. A non-me person got yeeted? Yeah, congrats, Hassan's favorite prostitute. Has Booksmarts actually ever read a book? I'm reading a book right now, asshole. I'm reading a book right now. I'm reading the first book in the Wheel of Time series. Let's see how long I have left on that. I was in the middle of a chapter before I came on stream because my phone died and I was like, I may as well stream, I guess. I listened to Wheel of Time on my phone until my phone dies. That's how much I'm liking Wheel of Time. I can just like keep listening and listening and listening for like hours. I have 5 hours and 50 minutes left. So I have 6 hours left of Wheel of Time. 6 hours left. Any good? I like it. Is it better than the TV series? What's that? I have like mucus in my throat. Let's talk about that for 2 seconds. Let's talk about Wheel of Time. So in case you didn't know, Wheel of Time, and we could actually watch this on stream if you want, right? Because it's on Amazon Prime. How does that work? Does anybody know? Does anybody know? I know we can do watch parties. Can I just do a watch party and watch this on stream? Will it just show my face, or like how does that work? The beginning of the season was good, but after like 4 or 5 I didn't like it as much. I don't feel the same way. I don't feel the same way. We need to have Amazon Prime to watch it. Well, you all should have Amazon Prime. Support our boy Bezos. He's making the world a better place. Let's see here. So let's go back to this. You have to set it up. It sounds like a chore. Audiobook smarts, Race My Thoughts might have just earned themselves a timeout.
I swear to God, I'll pistol whip the next guy that says shenanigans.
Audio, Mike, you guys are playing a very dangerous game with a term that we have already banned. So I've watched this, the Amazon original. This was the first thing that I watched. It was good. I liked it. I'm just gonna say that. I liked it. So with me, when I'm reviewing media, it always starts with, did I like it? It's a binary, okay? And then sometimes, kind of like with gender, it's mostly a binary, and then there are some people who choose to identify in the middle. And I would say that, like, most of the time with media, either off my gut, I liked it, I didn't like it, or very few things will, like, fall in the middle. Okay, so that's where I start when I'm evaluating media. Did I like it? Did I not like it? Or am I so conflicted that I have no idea what the answer to that question is? I liked it. I liked Wheel of Time. I thought it was really cool. I thought that the concept of the magic was interesting. I thought that the fades and the way that they looked and stuff was really cool. The Trollocs looked really cool initially. I thought it was it. I liked the characters. This idea of the Aja or the Aes Sedai, who are like these magician people, was really cool. If I was to give you a TLDR of this story without looking at this TLDR here, it's basically, here's the synopsis. There is a world that constantly repeats itself through ages. The repetition of those ages and historical events is called the Wheel of Time, because the Wheel of Time just keeps on turning. That Wheel of Time, if we were to use another analogy, is weaving this kind of embroidered pattern of what the world looks like, what the story of the world is, and each of the individual threads is a human life. So each of those threads may twist and may curve and may follow with the others and come together and fall apart. That twisting and weaving of the fabric of the pattern of history is the whole idea of this book. So that's kind of the cultural religion of like all the people in this book series, is that there's this Wheel of Time that is constantly repeating the events of history over and over and over in different ages, and all of these lives and all of these people are creating this weave or this pattern that is going to be the pattern of history. We don't know what the pattern is going to be as we're living in it. We can look to the past, and people who have memories of the past are going to be some of the most powerful people in the entire series because they know what has happened in the past. Therefore, they can have some prediction of what's going to happen in the future. But the Wheel of Time and the way that it rolls around is vague. Okay, and that pattern is difficult to guess when you're in it, right? You don't know how things are going to turn out. So that is the entire mythos of the book. The actual, like, what do you follow in the series? One of these kinds of parts of this wheel is that there is this person or entity that's born called, like, the Dragonborn or some bullshit like that. This dragon person either fights with or helps the light side or the evil side. There's the dark and there's the light, right? And this dragon person is either going to fuck up all of history by helping the dark person, and the dark person is hoping that they'll break the entire wheel, that nothing will repeat and the time itself will end, or they're going to help the light side, and this wheel is just going to keep on churning another couple of thousand years or whatever. The witch people, the Aes Sedai, who can use magic and shit, they have memories of what the past was like. So what they're trying to do is find this person that was born that's supposed to be that dragon person, because if they can get control of that person, get control of, bring him to the light, then the wheel won't break and it can keep on turning. They can keep on predicting what the fuck is going to happen. If I'm getting this wrong, fuck you, book people. Sorry, this is the for stupid people explanation. Then there's this evil guy who represents the dark, and he's got fire in his eyes and his mouth, and he comes to the kids in dreams and like fucks with them and shit, and he wants the kids to come to him. The weird thing is, this dragon entity seems to have been born into like 5 different people at once. So like all of these kids in this village were born around the same time, and these witch people only know that the dragon person was born in this like time frame, like kind of like the Dalai Lama. So they go and they try to find this Dalai Lama, and it's like 5 different people. Okay, and a couple of them aren't even born at that time, so they don't know what the fuck's going on. But all of them seem to have like a connection to each other. There is much more magic and stuff going on. For instance, there are people that can see the fortunes of other people. And that fortune lady, one of them in the show, she looks at all the kids and she's like, oh, they're all connected. And they're like, fuck, does that mean all of them are the thing? I don't know which one is the thing. So that's the whole beginning of this, is you follow these 5 kids. They have to be taken from where they were born to the safety of the witch's city. And they have to get to the witch's city, because at the witch's city, then they'll sort shit out and they'll figure out what to do. But right now, the evil people are chasing them, and the evil people can get them all the way up until the point where they're in the witch's city. The witch's city is the only safe place. So they're trying to do that. That's the basics of it. That's what interested me about this fight between the witch people and the evil people, and then this wheel of the time, and it keeps on turning. And what's really, really strange is because that wheel keeps on turning, and there have been a few times in the past where this dragon person has like fucked up, the whole world got fucked. There was one time where this world was like a sci-fi world. They had flying fucking cars, and they had giant skyscrapers, and like it was a proper like sci-fi world, and it fell apart, and we don't know why. It fell apart at least in part to do with the decisions of that dragonborn person. They did the wrong thing, and they fucked up the harmony of everything, and they fucked the world, so now the world is in like medieval days. But the people that live in the world don't remember that it used to be sci-fi. So they see like the bodies of skyscrapers or old technology, and they don't really get how it works, and they don't really get like how to use it. Like if you are a fan of like 40K, the Warhammer thing, it's kind of like how the people that live in the Empire, they have technology and stuff, but they don't really remember how it was made or how it works or whatever. This is like my entire spiel about that. So that's kind of the series. There's a lot of things that are not included in the TV series that are included in the books that flesh this out a ton more. So for instance, we're told throughout the series that the only safe place that you'll be safe from like the evil people is the witch city, which makes sense because the witches protect it from the evil people. But there are also other places that are safe, like things that those ogre people that I mentioned earlier in the stream, the ogre people who have been around for a lot longer than humans, there's places they've constructed that for some reason are safe from the dark people. And then there's this whole other subplot with this boy who can communicate with wolves, and like there's a ton more shit going on, so it's far more interesting to read the books. I watched the series, I really, really liked it. I felt like they explained everything fine to where I could understand it. And I enjoyed it as somebody who had never read the books. Now that I've read the book that is about all the things that happened in the Amazon series, I can see how if you read the book, you don't like the Amazon series. Number one, the witches in the Amazon series, they do this like weird like thing, and there's like this light that like moves between their hands and from their like heart and shit, and that's how they do magic. In the books, you can't see any of that shit. So it's just crazy what happens. Like at one point, the witch just turns into a 30-foot tall version of herself, and she's like, "You will let us through," or some bullshit. And you're just like, holy shit! She's grew to be 30 times her size. When did that happen? I didn't even see that happen. Or they just like, they apply medicine to people, and somehow the medicine works like super duper quickly, and you don't really understand why. You can't see the witches doing the magic, and I think that adds to it, because you can't tell as a normal person who is a witch and who isn't a witch, because you can't see when they're doing the thing, right? Only if you're a witch can you feel the other person using that magic, and that's how you know. The witches can identify each other, but normal people can't. So like there are things that are key to the show that just do not exist or do not work that way in the book. There's tons of stuff like that where it's like they've made very clear changes. They skip over entire things that happened in the book that were really interesting to read, but the show is doing its own thing, and I think it's doing a fine job of it. It's an interesting watch. The book is better, but whew, that was a lot of ranting. There's my Wheel of Time thing. I could go on and on and on about everything I love about the book, and like whatever. I just don't know if you guys want to listen to that as having not read the books, because you may not understand what I'm even telling you. Don't care plus ratio plus you don't even read it. I mean, I read it now. So, you know, I'm halfway through the second book. Congrats. So if your life is so dull you need to resort to fantasy worlds of magic and witches and hobbits, then you have a problem. I like that your name is Slow Learner, because it gives me some indication of your like mental faculties, and that helps me to understand the kind of person that would write a comment like that. Like, what the fuck do you mean? It may be that there are parallel worlds in which humans don't have imagination, and they're as dull and boring as you appear to be given this remark. I personally enjoy living in a world where humans were blessed with imagination so that I can read about entire worlds that don't exist that somebody else came up with, because that's interesting to me and it's beyond the scope of what I can experience in real life. I personally enjoy that as being a little side game, a little mini quest to like real life, right? I enjoy taking a few hours to read about something that doesn't exist, to indulge myself in the imagination of somebody who has spent far more time on it than myself. And if you just don't see a point to that, then I think you actually have probably a duller life than me, honestly, dude. Shows skip over material for time purposes. It does more than skip over things, though. So, for instance, it will take events that were meant to happen in one place and they happen in another, and they happen in a different way. They change. The show is completely different in terms of how it's telling the story. I think the story is the same. The main points are probably going to be the same. It's going to reach the same places, but the characters and what happens to them is different. The places they go to is different. The way the magic works is slightly different, majorly different, I would say. And the depth of it is just completely not there. I understand the depth not being there. I understand changing, like, I understand why they changed everything. It's just like, it's not as good as the book, objectively. There is no subjective world, I think, that exists where somebody is honestly like, I read the whole book and then I watched the series and I have to say, I think the series does a better job and it's far more in-depth and interesting. Like, no. Because you learn a ton about how the magic works and the people and the cultures and all that's super duper important. Yeah, so I don't know. That's what I would say. The way you're describing kind of reminds me of the Obernetwin Chronicles. I have no idea what that is. I don't really read fantasy. This is like, this and The Witcher have been my introductions to fantasy. I read, I think it was up to book 3 or book 4 of Game of Thrones, of A Song of Ice and Fire. And that's it for fantasy. I think I read Jeremy Thatcher Dragon Hatcher when I was in like elementary school or something. I just don't read fantasy. I don't find it super interesting, but I guess now that I'm an adult, I actually get a lot more out of these. I think the human stuff is very interesting. Like that Ogier character, the characters that live a super duper long time and talk very slow. Those Ogier people, I'm really interested because the way that they talk about stuff is like, oh, okay, yeah, this is how somebody would talk if they lived like a super long time, like hundreds of years or thousands. I don't even know how long the Ogiers live, but like their world is so different because they live for so long. And like this Ogier person is like a bookworm. He's like obsessed with fantasy and stuff. And he read everything about all these different places that he wanted to travel to, and he ran away from the other Ogier people. He went off the reservation and went and like saw the human world, and he was just immensely disappointed how different it was than the books. So much has changed because humans live very short lives and they fuck everything up. So like for instance, the human perspective, and this is another, thank you for that. this is another really, really cool thing about the books.
You deserve more money.
Is this kind of theme of the loss of memory. The humans don't remember anything because they live such a short time, and knowledge about the past is collected in very few people, in few individuals, right? And the people don't even realize how important it is to know about the past. So they don't even respect the people really that do know about the past. Like the witches know about the past. And then there's another group that knows about the past called gleemen. Gleemen are like gestures. They go to different towns and they like juggle balls and they play music and whatever the fuck else. So thanks. But like people kind of enjoy the gleeman, but they don't really see how valuable it is to know about what happened in the past. So few people know about the past. It's so interesting. Like for instance, because they don't know about the past, the humans' idea of the Ogiers is that they are like master architects, because the Ogiers built cities out of stone that are still around today and are beautiful, and they look like they're completely sculpted out of like one piece of marble and whatever. But when our main character meets the Ogier person for the first time, the Ogier is saddened that that's the takeaway about his people. He's like, no, we created great forests. Their whole thing was they loved making things that were living. So they would design entire forests from the ground up. They would start with one seed that is meant to live in that one bit of land that would grow up into a giant tree. And then they would plan very strategically all the other trees that would have to be around that. And they created these beautiful groves. And those groves were like sacred places for the Ogiers. And then humans came, and humans didn't really respect the groves. They just thought they were trees. And it's so sad, because the fucking the people just like chop down all the forest, right?
True. And based.
They need it for like firewood and shit. And to hear him talk about like to hype up all these forests and stuff, and how difficult it was to plan all that meticulously so you would have this like perfect ecosystem. He's like, and then the humans started their cities near it, and their cities encroached on the forest, and the forests were leveled for like firewood, and how like dejected he sounds, just like they fucking cut the whole thing down for firewood, and none of these groves are like left standing anymore. And what few are, people aren't allowed to enjoy them because they're like fenced off and they're used as like game reservations or things like that. And the only reason that the Ogiers ever made like stone structures was because, remember how we talked about the ages? We were at the end of one age and going into the other, and it was a collapse. It was awful. There was huge wars. Nobody got along. All the forests were fucked with and stuff. So the Ogiers resorted to like working with stone, but they hated it because stone isn't a real thing. And so there's this entire thing about how like the Ogier people tried to work stone into being alive. It sounds silly, but like because of their religion and stuff or whatever, their beliefs, they wanted to work the stone into like a living thing that felt like it breathed or whatever. And that's why their cities look so cool and they're still standing. But that was just something they had to do because the humans ruined everything. So it's just so interesting because you don't know any of this shit. You're always viewing the story from the perspective of these kids, and these kids don't know anything about the past. They just know like myths and legends, and so they're always off with what they think about the world. And when you hit a character like that who's like super duper educated and he corrects your understanding of things, which constantly happens with all the characters they meet, you are fleshing out the world to be like a ton more interesting than you initially think that it is. And it's just, I love that. I love that as we go on, things that I took for granted are being like disproven, and it leads me to be more open to like these myths and stuff that you encounter as like being real or not real, right? Because that Ogier was reading books that told him that the groves still existed everywhere, and they don't, right? So nobody has perfect knowledge of what happened in the past or the prophecies and stuff. And man, I'm ranting and ranting and ranting, but like this is why I find the book very, very interesting. And there's 15 of them, so I got a long way to go, dude. this is pre-recorded. It's not pre-recorded. Book is going to be Jordan Petersoning in a minute. All right, whatever, guys. I think to some extent you guys come here for that. Somebody DM'd me on Twitter, and I forget what the exact DM was. Actually, it may have been my email. Let me check real quick. I'm on the right scene for that. Let me, where is it? Here it is. So I'm leaking. They say, hey, Booksmarts, I accidentally fell asleep watching Destiny earlier and woke up to him just restreaming your content without saying anything. You were reviewing the Cuties movie and talking about it with your chat, and I was just laying in bed with my eyes closed listening, and it was really interesting. I felt like you were engaged in a passionate, engaging conversation with someone, and it really piqued my interest. Note that this was way before you started talking with Mr. Girl. It was just you talking about the movie. And I was unironically surprised when I realized that you were just talking about the movie on your own. It was honestly incredibly entertaining, and one of the talks I've heard you give, so much so that I didn't even know that you were just talking to chat. Thought it was really interesting how good you were at talking that I didn't even get out of bed until I had to piss. So I actually think to some extent my rants and stuff are valuable to people because I can just go and go and go, and I'm very, very enthused about the thing. I don't want to capture more of that and put that more on stream. TMI, yeah, I know. I thought the same thing when I read about the piss part, but you know, I guess it was important. Leaking private DMs is abuse? It's an email, dude. Yeah, so when I find the opportunity, yeah, I am gonna just rant and rant and rant because I think some people enjoy it, and I enjoy going on and on and on, not being distracted by you guys. The story sounds like it really strives on the deep world building. Yeah, for sure. Rate the show and book out of 10. The show probably gets, again, this is, maybe it's helpful to give you guys insight into how I would rate something as well, because maybe this will give you better tools for evaluating media. If it was average, it's 5 no matter what. If I thought it was a little worse than average, it's got to be between a 4 and a 3. If it was a little above average, it has to be a 6 or a 7. The show was more than average, but had its problems. So between a 6 and a 7, I'd probably put it at a 6. So yeah, I'd probably put it at a 6. Now, if I'm rating its ability to make me want to read the book, it's probably a 7 or an 8. I think it's a good introduction to the idea of the Wheel of Time. And I think that's part of what it's trying to do. And so in that regard, I think it's probably like a 7 or an 8. Like, it's good at making you want to read the books, in my opinion, because it got me to want to read the books. But yeah, as a standalone show, the last half of it has problems. It doesn't look as good. It feels very rushed near the end. They had a character actor who dropped out in the middle of filming, and that's kind of obvious that happened. And they don't handle it super well. But it's an interesting show. It's probably 6.5, objectively. That's what I would say. In terms of the book, I would probably put it at a 7, maybe a 7. Yeah, because it's better than average, and it's particularly interesting. Probably a 7. I could feel like it could do better. It could do better pacing-wise, especially in the very beginning. But I would put it at a 7. I want to leave room because I think the future books will be a lot better. So I would say 7, probably bordering on 7.5. I really like the books. Which actor dropped out? The actor for Matt dropped out. He dropped out in the middle of filming. So spoiler alert. When they're all going through a portal and Matt is on the other side, that's why that scene is so weird. Because the Matt guy had dropped out. So, yeah. Hello, we're back from the spoiler alert. I think I worded that in a way where if you haven't watched it, it's probably not going to spoil you because you don't learn about that stuff until later in the series. But yeah. That scene was so weird. Yeah. Where they're yelling at him and they're like, Matt! Matt, hey, Matt! Whoa, he's not coming! Matt! Wow, hey! And he's just standing there like... They just like took random B-roll of him and they have him on the other side. They're all like, Matt, hey! He's not even responding. He's just like... Oh, that was awkward and weird. I didn't know why they shot it like that until I learned afterwards that the actor had dropped out, and then I was like, oh, okay. Because then it feels like I haven't gotten this far in the books, but I know it happens as a plot point because I was spoiled. There is meant to be more for that character that happens separate from the main group of people. I'm saying all this without spoilers. He is supposed to go and do something else at the Witch City, I believe. I have no idea what it is, but the show didn't get to show that because the actor dropped out. So it makes sense to me that they had a different plan for how the show was going to go, and they got fucked because the actor didn't want to do it anymore. Yeah. I can 100% tell Bookie watched Daniel Green's reviews. Oh, hell yeah, duh. If you don't know who this guy is, I have a very strong recommendation of this person. This Daniel Green guy, if you read the books, you should watch what he says about the books. And if you watch the series, watch what he says about the series, because it's really, really good. And he's obsessed with this book series. So, like, for instance, he has a read-along thing. He has a read-along for all of the books. Okay, so we have this. We have a read-along for every single book, and I intend to watch this after every single book that I finish. So I'm going to do this with him because he's really, really cool. And then
pretty positive on it, and it tells what
he's just very well spoken. He's an author himself. He reads lots of fantasy, in case you couldn't tell by his background. He's got a lot of fantasy books. He's very obsessed with fantasy. Really good talker, really interesting. He has separate videos on like the lore and what's going on with different people and how do the witches work and yada 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 yada. So cool guy to watch, I think. I think his videos need to be a bit longer and a bit more in depth, but that's I get why they're not, because YouTube doesn't like that, but I would listen to it. Matt does some awesome shit over the next few books. I'm super worried about what's going to happen with the show because of the actor dropping out. They'll probably just switch the person. I don't think it'll be that big of a deal, personally. I think we could find another curly-haired brat to play the other guy. I don't think it's that big of an issue. Honestly, I'm not very worried. Because it's not like we played him up to be a character anybody likes. Like, that was one thing. I know that Matt has to be an interesting character later on because a lot of people like him, but in the show and in the book right now, he's just a whiny bitch. I get why he's a whiny bitch because I watched the show and I know that he's like cursed or whatever right now. That's not really a spoiler. You can guess that even before they tell you that in the Amazon series and in the book. But he's just a whiny bitch. I don't see why anybody would like him. He's like one of my least favorite characters in the whole thing. But yeah, I get he has stuff later. I'll probably change my opinion later, but he's a whiny bitch and I have no desire to care about him at all. They're all whiny, motherfucker. They're not all whiny. They're not all whiny at all. What are you talking about? Matt's a whiny bitch the whole thing. He doesn't trust anybody. He's suspicious of everybody. He fucks every opportunity that they have to like interact with people. He's constantly gripping his fucking dagger like he's gonna fuck shit up every time they talk. So here's, I'll explain this to the people that didn't or aren't gonna read the books. So all of these kids get separated into their own groups because of an event that happens. Their group gets split up and they all need to meet each other at some point. And so it is Matt, this whiny motherfucker, and then there is Rand, the cool guy who's good with women. Matt is a whiny little bitch. So these two people have to like hitchhike and whatever their way to a city that is like days and days and days of travel away. And every time they get into a situation where like they could have a place to stay for the night or food or a ride, Matt always fucks it up because he's being suspicious as fuck. He's like Smeagol. He's like all fucking crouched down. He's reaching for something under his jacket. Like every time we get to a point where they can maybe get some help from somebody, and he's acting like that, it always like makes me fucking sweat. Like, Jesus Christ, can you please act normal? We need this, dude. We're fucking starving. If we stay outside another night, we are going to die of hypothermia. You need to get your shit together or we will not live through this. Please, for the love of God. So he's a whiny bitch and he's annoying and it causes problems for Rand, and I like Rand, so I don't like Matt at all. I don't like Matt at all. I thought Rand was gay. Rand likes the girl. By the way, a lot of sex happening in the TV show. Sex never happens in the books. I don't know why there was so much sex in the TV show when there is none of it in the books. This this dude that we were looking at, the Daniel Green guy, he likes that there was sex. I actually kind of don't. It's never mentioned. His reasoning is like, well, of course they're having sex. They're young people and they're together and they're attractive and blah, blah, blah. You're meant to imply that in the books. I don't think it's meant to be implied in the books. I never read into that. I never read into like that they're all having sex with each other or whatever. It felt really weird to me now that I'm reading the books, because I'm like, I don't know about this. Like, they don't kiss, they don't fuck, there's no indication that they're having sex in the book. So I don't know why there's so much sex in the TV show. I mean, I guess it's because it's more interesting to people watching, but I assume fucking in every book I read. You're weird. I don't know. I don't project that onto the characters. It's not happening to Matt. Maybe that is why he's a shady fucker. I don't know, dude. I don't know. They're like way younger in the books though. That's the other thing, is they look old in the show, but when I'm picturing them in the books, I'm thinking like 15, 16, like 16, 17 maybe. I'm definitely thinking between like 15 and 18. I'm not thinking they're like super old in the books either. So the idea that they're banging all the time like they are in the TV series is kind of strange to me. Mr. Girl Age, you're saying? I don't know if that's old. I think that's a bit too old for him. I'm just fucking around. There's a lot of sex in the games. I didn't play the games. In any case, it's not in the fucking books. It's not a video game series that was turned into books. It's a book series that was turned into video games. There's no fucking... There's banging later in the books. Yeah, but there isn't right now. You're just adding to my point by saying they bang later. If it's explicitly mentioned later, why wasn't it explicitly mentioned in the beginning? If he wanted you to think they were fucking, and he does tell you later when they do fuck, maybe he didn't mean that they were fucking in the beginning, because he would have fucking told you like he does later. I don't know. They're 20 in the show. Interesting. Yeah, they don't seem old in the books, that really, dude. If someone donos $20, I'll read the first Wheel of Time book right now. You know you would have to set aside 2 days, right? Because it's 35 hours long at like 1.5x. So you're going to be reading it for a long, long time. And if you finish it, if you do all 15 books and each of them are between 30 and 50 hours long, like... That's a lot of listening, dude. Yeah, 35 hours at 1.5x or whatever. Yeah, it's pretty long, dude. It's pretty long. Yes, there are 15 books, 14 if you don't count the prequel. So it is a very long book series, party people. How many pages is that? A lot. I won't even guess. How many pages is Wheel of Time series? Let's see. Isn't reading faster than listening? Not if you're me, no. I don't read fantasy as fast, or fiction in general, as fast as I can nonfiction. Nonfiction I'll go very quickly through. Fiction I can't. I feel like I like hang on every word, so it's better somebody tells it to me. Because otherwise I'll take a long time. I like read and I go back and I reread and whatever. So Wheel of Time series includes 14 books plus prequel. The paperbacks for the series average 826 pages each. So if we take 826 and we multiply that by 15, 826 times 15, you're going to get about 12,390 pages. That is my back of the napkin math for how long the series is. I'm not reading that. Have done the full Wheel of Time series twice. It's very good, but I do the opposite. I read fiction faster. I think I would read it faster if I already knew it was going to happen, but when I have it in front of me, I read very slow. Dude, 2 of those books is the entire Gulag Archipelago, which was a brutal slog of a read. Sounds like it. When I hear Gulag, I definitely think of grueling slogs. So I've spent hundreds of hours on this series. Those are rookie numbers. Those are rookie numbers. I think I may be nearing. Actually, by the end of January, I will have definitely surpassed 100 hours spent on the series. Because I've watched the entire Amazon series once. I've watched like every single one of Daniel Green's videos on it. I've read a bunch of internet forum posts about it. I have almost completed the 35-hour book. I went back and rewatched some of the episodes of the series. So like I'm very nearing to like over 100 hours already. So those are rookie numbers, dude. What do you think? You look cool in your Cowie-chan, dude? El Duderino, the dude ski? Well, you don't. Go pay for something with a check, you bum.
I don't fucking care. It don't matter to Jesus.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
That's what I gotta say to that, dude. That's just your opinion, man. How can an audiobook man know what it's like to feel read? What are you even talking about, dude? Oh god, I didn't even think of adjacent media when thinking of hours. Yeah. Lots of hours on this series, I must say. Lots of hours. I've spent maybe close to 40 or 50 hours on Warhammer 40k, and I haven't even read anything on Warhammer 40k. I literally have listened to like at least 40 hours of video on the lore of Warhammer 40k and never touched anything that's canon. I literally just listen to those YouTube videos that are like 2 hours long because it's about a world I have no idea about. I've not read anything from them. I don't play with the little action figure things, nothing. I just watch those videos for like hours and I just like put them on the headphones because it's so interesting. What a strange world. Do you like Elder Scrolls lore? No, boring as fuck. Sorry, not interested. Elder Scrolls lore is boring as fuck. Sorry, dude. Like, I'm willing to watch hours and hours and hours of Warhammer 40k having never had anything to do with the games. I have played like 3 of the 5 or whatever Elder Scrolls games like for hundreds and hundreds of hours, and yet I cannot get through a video about lore. It's so boring. I don't read any of the books when I play the games. It is just boring as fuck. I cannot deal with it. So that's how I am with that. I just could not give a fuck less. I've just watched the cinematics of Warhammer. I haven't even seen a cinematic of Warhammer. Does that exist? Like with League of Legends? I've never seen it. The videos I watch, they just have pictures. They have like paintings of things or like pictures, and that's it. That I've never seen a cinematic or anything like that. If that's many hours, man, I've wasted a lot of time watching pointless debates. Which is like, that's why I mention this all the time on the channel, that maybe you shouldn't be watching debates all the time. If you guys stop watching debates, I could stop watching debates. Like, that's why, like, Mr. Girl didn't understand why I was making a distinction between what I do for a professional reason, what I do for a personal reason, but this is why. It's a key part of the channel. I don't think you should watch those debates and stuff if you don't find them fun. Because I know there are 101 other things that I would rather do or listen to. I would rather listen to lore about a game that I have never played, never intend to play, and books that I frankly will probably never read. I would rather watch hours and hours of videos about that than I would watch a Twitch politics panel. than I would watch a debate with Mr. Girl, than I would watch Destiny stomp on somebody. There are just so many better things I would rather do that are frankly perhaps equally boring, right? But like so much better for my brain like than that stuff. It's way better for my brain to listen to that than it is to listen to like Twitch politics. So that's where I'm at with it, dude. And I think you guys should think about that a little bit more too, because yeah, the only reason I watch most of the Twitch politics stuff that I watch is because I have to do it for work. That's it. Like, same with when I used to do essays and stuff. Like, unless I found a topic like particularly interesting, a lot of the time with like management theory and stuff like that, political science, political philosophy, philosophy of art, that kind of shit, I'll read whatever I need to read to get the job done. I'm not personally interested in it. I don't do that in my free time. And I always kept that in mind. Like, when am I doing something for work versus when am I doing it out of joy? And that's always been an important line for me. Because when I like something that I'm researching for work, I can overspend time that isn't being billed. And that's a whole other problem. So like, it was always very important to me to keep that in mind. And yeah, I try to always keep on the compass of like, am I enjoying this or not? Otherwise, you can spend hours and hours and hours doing shit you don't really enjoy more than the next thing that you could have been doing instead. And then regret sets in and yada, yada, yada. I watch because I'm in a dopamine addiction loop. Well, pull yourself out. There's better things to be addicted to than Twitch politics. Like, I'm not even saying don't be in a dopamine addiction loop. Like, would I rather be in a dopamine addiction loop of Twitch politics on Twitter or porn and artists on Twitter? Right? Right. I would rather have the dopamine ticker be on porn and fun art and furry stuff or whatever the fuck else you're into. If you're a lolicon, do your lolly shit, whatever. I think that like watching art or porn or stuff that you're into probably going to be better than spending all your time on the Twitch politics stuff. I think it's probably better for your mental. I'm gonna be real with you. So I think that you should probably just change that, right? You don't even have to stop using Twitter to make it like a more enjoyable experience if you're going to waste the time anyways. Same with YouTube. Do you want to watch Destiny do this stuff and Dylan Burns have his politics thing and whatever? Or do we want to learn about the world of Wheel of Time and learn about the ages of this fictional world and whatever? I think this one's better. I feel better after this one than this one. This one makes me feel like really bad about the world and about people and about human beings and the way that they interact, and it makes me feel that society is doomed. This one's pretty pog. I like this one. This one's cool. This one I can talk with other people in a Reddit about and everybody's stoked. And this other one, everybody that follows it is assholes or neurodivergent people that I have a difficult time communicating with. Not to say that that's a bad thing, but it's definitely not preferable to talking with other folks online who are like-minded. I don't know. Everything that surrounds this one is like not good, so I definitely prefer this one. I'm be real with you. I'm gonna keep it $1.50. Book Smarts, you help me decide. I'm going to be ninja. I've seen Steven is singing that a lot. It's been stuck in my head as well. Good point. I'm going to read all those books I bought. Unsubscribe. Good. Go. If you unsubscribing to me, if one person subtracting $5 a month from my income means that person is like having a way more enjoyable experience of life, go do it. Bye. And if I ever come across your mind again and you're rich and powerful because you were so joyous on life and you want to toss me $20 for old time's sake, I would enjoy that. But realistically, go do that. Go do something better. I would prefer you do that. I'd be happier knowing you're doing something better, dude. I don't know. I know the audience that I have in front of me. If I could convert you guys to be real live people. I'm not Mike from PA. I don't care about you guys as much as a paycheck as I do as I care about you as a human. So, yeah, if you can go live a better life by not engaging with my content, go do it. Be free, little one. Be free. And if I am like the cool uncle that you spend the weekend with every so often, and normally you watch Destiny and all these other people, I want to be the cool uncle that tells you it's okay to go do something else. Like, I'm not going to force on you stuff that I want you to do. Go do something else. Like, I'm the uncle that if you're like, hey, I want to go try paintballing, but my parents won't let me, let's go paintballing. Okay. Let's go paintballing for a day. I don't know. If you just want to read books and you don't want to fuck around with going out or going out to eat or whatever, read your books. That's cool. You know, you're not obligated to hang out with me. If you just want to read books in the corner and take a moment because you're taking a moment away from everybody else and they stress you the fuck out, go read a book. That's cool. You know, like, it's in my like financial interest to tell you the opposite, but I don't care about that more than I care about you living like a chill life. So that's just where I'm at with it, dude. Have you considered just saying fuck it and just making content that brings you joy even if it ruins you financially? I can't. I'm an adult, dude. I can't. That's the thing. I'll probably have to keep doing what makes me financially whatever. I wish I could set aside more time to do things that bring me joy, like making reviews and stuff about like popular media that I enjoy.
Looks like
But
rain.
in case you've noticed, I do that like on the channel. Let's hear what this guy has to say.
Nope, giving you the money now. Roll your opinion on that guy and subbing.
You know what? You can go enjoy your life. Sure, that's all fine and dandy. But what you should do before you go is to keep that check mark on recurring monthly for your subscription. Just leave that going on in the background, okay? Hell, I do that. I had my subscription to Mindwaves on recurring this entire time, and Mindwaves doesn't even fucking stream anymore. That motherfucker's just been taking $5 out of my pocket every single month, and he doesn't even stream, okay? So at the very least, you could leave the recurring payment on, go do your own shit, and just remember who freed you, okay? Remember who cut those bonds off of your hands and let you disappear into the night, okay? Remember that was me. Keep $5 every month for your boy Bookie. There you go. There you go. There's my reroll of the opinion. Thank you for the 25, dude. Twitch politics is like WH40K lore videos to us dum-dums. Why become smart if we can just hear about being smart? They're not even smart, though. That's the thing. Like, if you spent your time watching, like, The Great Courses Plus or videos on YouTube of, like, lectures from college and stuff, I can get that. You're listening to smart people and absorbing some of what they've learned over the course of living as a smart person. That makes sense to me. You're getting the fucking cheapest version of that by listening to Twitch politics people. Like, it's like, oh man, what is the comparison here? It's a lot like, if I took you to Switzerland, the chocolate capital of the world or whatever, or Belgium or wherever the fuck else makes good chocolate, and I gave you like no, you know what it's like? It's like if I took you to a really expensive steakhouse and you got like an expensive, really well-cooked steak that's a cut of meat that comes from like a really responsible farmer, and it's a chef that picked it out, and they picked out the absolute best thing they could, and they're Michelin star, and they always pick the best ingredients, and they're at the top of their game. And I take you there versus you look at what the manager's special is on meat at like the 99-cent store, and then you take that home, you have your 14-year-old son cook it, and then you eat that. Just because your 14-year-old son fakes a British accent and acts like he's Gordon Ramsay does not all of a sudden mean that we can like enjoy that steak more than we would enjoy it at the steakhouse, right? They're just completely different and not comparable at all, aside from the fact that maybe they both came from the same animal, maybe, right? Like, it's completely different, right? The chef is different, the ingredients are different. Everything that went into their experience that led to them cooking the thing is different. It's just like, it's not comparable in my mind at all. You cannot compare listening to these Twitch people and pseudo-intellectuals that way to like even listening to like Jordan Peterson talk about some shit he knows nothing about, right? Even that's better, I think. If Dylan Burns is in here, I'm sure he would disagree with this stuff because he's one of the people trying to sell you guys drugs. You know, he's one of the drug dealers, but I don't know. I'm the drug dealer that like cuts you off. And I'm like, buddy, you're not looking too good. You're losing a lot of weight. How about we get you some help, bro? Dylan Burns is the drug dealer who like Dylan Burns is the drug dealer that texts you every morning to remind you to take the drugs. He's the drug dealer that pesters you to come buy some more. Disagree with what? I'm telling them they should probably go do other stuff if they find other things more entertaining or better for them than Twitch politics. I'm saying most of the time you do have better things to do than Twitch politics, even in consuming content. But that probably doesn't make you very happy to. I usually read wiki shit or other stuff while Twitch is on in the background. I couldn't imagine how wasteful your life you could be to just sit there and watch it with nothing else. I don't know. That's a lot of people. Is there an example of a streamer whose content you'd like to emulate? This is true. They could be watching my YouTube channel. Well, at least they would waste less of their time if they watch your YouTube channel. I'll give you that, Dylan. At least their YouTube videos are shorter. It's like if your 14-year-old made you like a smaller portion of steak and just like added a bunch of garnish on the plate. Like, I suppose that's better because you're spending less time on the experience. But yeah, I don't know. Let's see here. What was I responding to? Oh, an example of a streamer whose content I'd like to emulate. No, I don't think so. No, not really. There's bits and pieces of everybody I'd like to emulate. Like, I wish I could market things as well as Dylan Burns. I wish I could insert myself into drama and be better on Twitter like Dylan Burns is. But then if we like flip our perspective to another streamer, we could flip it to like A4 Andre. I wish I could talk and like interact with the chat like A4 Andre does. He feels like you're at like a bar and he's like a really cool bartender. Alternatively, like I wish I could roast as good as Destiny roasts. I wish I could run away from shit as good as actual Jake runs away from stuff. I wish I could like rhetorically pound people the way that Vosh rhetorically pounds people. I wish I was as based on like gender and sex and stuff as Joe is, Silly Serious. Everybody has like good stuff I wish I could do with my stream similarly. I wish I could like have a fun relationship with my chat the way that Gappy V does. There's things worth emulating from everybody. Yeah. So, no, I mean, there's a bunch of stuff from everybody, but not one person that I'd like to be. Oh, Dr. K, yeah. I wish I could communicate, like, human themes, messages, morals, and, like, tools the way that Dr. K does, for sure. I wish I could milk drama the way that Ms. Kiff does. Yeah, there's, like, plenty of people. I more meant like React streamer, streams WoW, streams variety games, etc. Like what sort of genre would you like if not debate stuff? Cult of personality. I'm sorry. That's what I want to be. Cult of personality. As awful as that sounds, I will go mask off. That's what I would want. I want to just be able to like hit the go live. You guys don't care what the fuck it is that I'm saying, and I just make a ton of money. That's what I would love. That's what I would love. that I have a group of like dedicated people that defend me in every Reddit post and on Twitter and everywhere else, that watch me all the time, that are in my offline chat when I'm offline, that give me tons of money, that don't give a fuck what it is that I choose to do that day, whether it's playing World of Warcraft or ranting about something or laying on a bed and doing a sleep stream. I would like a cult of personality, whatever. I think that's the right phrase. So basically, Destiny, no. Destiny, you guys aren't just in love with him as a person, you're in love with his brain. And if his brain disappeared, I'm not sure you guys would like him anymore. So I wouldn't say Destiny, no. Destiny's not quite.
What is this?
Like, XQC is probably closer to it than Destiny is. That's what I would say. I think Destiny, you guys don't realize it, but there's a lot of things that if Destiny changed, you guys all of a sudden wouldn't be happy with him anymore. So, yeah, more like Hassan. Yeah, more like Hassan. Hassan is much closer to that than Destiny is. Hassan could have whatever take he wants tomorrow and he's going to be okay. So, yeah, just hire the Taliban. I can't afford the Taliban, dude. I think Destiny could only play League for the rest of his life and maintain 1K viewers on Twitch. Sure, but 1K is a lot less than what he makes now. To you guys, the difference between 1K and 7K is not at all. To me as a streamer, there's a huge difference between 1K versus even 2K. And there is a even huger difference between 1K and 7K or 1K and 10K, right? Like, you guys don't think about that, but I do. So I don't know if 1K is where he would want to be at, dude. What do you mean, Book? I hate watch his League streams. Well, that's not a very productive thing to do. Whew. Yo, are people still arguing about fantasy in chat? I don't know. I just ignore them. I just ignore them. And then I hope that a mod just swings a hammer on top of whoever the fuck is arguing back and forth in my chat. Probably Occam's Razor, Onion, Tomato. These two people probably need to get hit on the fucking head. You underestimate my parasocial ability? Maybe, dude. You're basically saying the dream is for your followers to be less critically thinking? No, I'm saying I want my followers to be in love with me. I don't care if they critically think or not. I don't care if they hate watch me, dude. I just want them to watch me and be obsessed. I want them to get BDS. I want book derangement syndrome. I want them to get lost in the sauce of me, dude. That's what I want. So, no, I don't think it's about critically thinking. They can critically think when they watch as much as they want, dude. I don't really care. Oh, shit. Play League, most of the viewers will start hating you pretty quick. The goal is not to have you guys hate me. That's not what I'm saying. Can you sing? No. I could rap, though. Book, you could be a male Pokemon with that dumpy. Then people would fall in love with you and you could say anything. Okay, dude. Okay, dude. Okay, dude. Whatever. But yeah, Cult Leader Smarts 2022. Maybe, bro. Maybe. That's funny shit. I'm just scrolling up to see if I missed anything here. I had a dream the other night about some kind of imagined Vosh and Destiny drama. It made me feel really sad and gross. I'd definitely rather dream about Wheel of Time. Dude, my dreams have been so fucking kick-ass since I started listening to Wheel of Time. That's another thing. Your dreams get a lot better when you don't watch these, like, dumbasses of Twitch politics, dude. Speaking of the dumbasses of Twitch politics, thank you, I'm Really Important Raiders. The man who does not touch grass, he fucks it. He fucks it with his penis. Hello and welcome. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. I have missed you. Hi, I'm Really Important People. I saw what you guys were talking about earlier. I was in the chat earlier. I'm actually surprised he's been streaming this long, right? Because, oh no, I thought we had been streaming a lot longer than we were. Okay. Hello. Hi, RRI people. Do you guys have that clip from Pixel? Has Pixel done the clip yet? My audience won't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but you guys will. Has Pixel done the clip so that I could react to it and get my picture on it? Basically, for my audience, Vosh was watching... Oh, hold on. Let's start this from the bottom of the loop. Vosh made a statement about the CDC, which IRI reacted to, which then Vosh reacted to, which then Relly reacted to, which then IRI reacted to, which then hopefully Pixel will react to, another streamer, which then I will react to, and then we will be several layers deep on the react. That's what I'm hoping. So I'm waiting for that clip to come into my inbox. I'll position my camera perfectly so that you can see all of our cameras, and then we'll see how far we can keep going. Reactions are getting out of control. Yeah, now there are 8 of them. The guy who walks of cities to not go outside, no grass fucked. What are you even talking about, dumbass? Thanks for the sweater comments. I appreciate it. This is from a movie called The Big Lebowski, in case you did not know. Book needs a Snoopy to match that sweater. You guys say it's Charlie Brown, but A, this isn't yellow. B, Charlie Brown just has one squiggle. At least I'm pretty sure. Let's see, Charlie Brown. Yeah, Charlie Brown has one squiggle, and he's wearing a polo, so I don't know. Maybe you guys are just too young for that. You have a vague idea in your head of who Charlie Brown is. Not yellow coat? I don't think it's yellow, dude. Charlie Brown has a short, not a sweater. What the fuck? He has a shirt, not a sweater. Oh, you probably mistyped. At the end, you need to have a panel on the dangers of overreacting. You should sell similar sweaters as merch. I got this as like a secondhand ripoff of what the actual cardigan is, so I'm pretty sure it would be an intellectual property theft territory, because this was, I think, $60 to $80, somewhere in that range, but the actual sweater I think is like $200 or $300. Big Lebowski sweater. It's a Pendleton sweater. Let's see here. Yeah, so the actual sweater, what the fuck? Women? Yuck. $259. So the actual sweater is quite expensive. It is quite a bit, it's like quite a bit more than what I paid for it, okay? So we're already wearing something that is like the intellectual property theft of like what the actual thing is. And you can tell that like some things aren't correct, like that on me is like a circle, right? So yeah, it's quite an expensive sweater. And this is the woman's style. Blech. Right? The men's style is probably different. Oh no, it's the same cost. Okay, cool. Or I think less, no? $249 versus $259. Okay, the women's is more expensive for some apparent reason. I actually think it's cooler that the women's is longer. I kind of like that longer look, but maybe I have deeply repressed feminine ideas about myself or some weird thing like that. I don't know. But yeah, this is $249. So yeah, they're expensive. I'm not paying that much money for a fucking sweater. Sorry. But Pendleton has a bunch of really expensive clothes. If we donate enough to your Patreon, will you send us that sweater in the mail, the one you're literally wearing? It would have to be expensive because it was expensive when I bought it. I mean, relatively speaking. Why is my camera button like stuck like that? Very strange. Let me go into my orders here and find where that sweater is. Here it is. Oh, what? It's on sale now. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? It's on sale. Now it is $46. So you would have to spend like $100 on the Patreon for me to send you a sweater. That would have to be a bunch of money. When we get booksmarts.gg open, maybe we could do something like that where like you could have like Like, you know how Destiny has those like one-time badges next to your name? We could have like a one-time badge that is like a sweater that is literally like a picture of the dude's sweater, and then you guys could get that badge by like paying $100-something, and I send you this and like a thank you card or like some kind of sexy picture of me in it. Dude, that's what I'll do. I'll send you some sexy picture of me in this sweater along with the sweater. That's amazing. That is a wonderful idea. I'll send you a picture of me in the sweater along with one of the sweaters, and you'll get a little icon on booksmarts.gg. That's fucking brilliant. That's fucking brilliant, dude. That's what I'll do. I'll send you guys a Polaroid, so it's all like Taylor Swifty. It's all like hipstery. That's what I'll do. Maybe I should buy a bunch of these real quick. That's what I'll do, bro. Oh man, that's so fucking smart. Why didn't I think about that? Make it enough money to get the real one. It wouldn't take that many of those to get the real one. I don't know. Taylor Swifty? I forget that hipster is a word. I always think of Taylor Swift when I think about like Tumblr aesthetic of like the 2012s or whatever. Your hair looks pretty nice today. It isn't flying everywhere. Cool. I mean, I just got out of the shower before I started streaming. Only Books tier subscription? Yeah, we could call it Only Books. No, you know what? We'll call it Only Sweater, and it will be a picture of me wearing nothing but the sweater. And then I can tell people at immigration when I come into the country that I'm a sex worker, and that'll go amazing. I'll be like, oh, I sell like lewd pictures online. I could say I'm a model, I model clothes. Dude, that'd be perfect. Book fucker transitioning into sweater fucker? Yeah, it'll be no pants, dude. It'll just be me like unzipping it. I'll wear underwear underneath, but I think it'll give the impression or whatever. What a wonderful idea, dude. What a wonderful idea. I'm gonna write that one down. That's dead ass a good idea. Oh man. Sweater plus icon plus pic and yeah. Oh man. Underwear, false advertising. Did I say I was wearing underwear underneath? Never mind. I just pretend I didn't say that. Oh man. That's so good. That's so good. Only Books tier for repeating that with each book you send out? Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, like, there's so much we could do once the website's out that I can't really execute on Patreon very well. So, like, so many. Yeah, I mean, we could have a book club every month as well. We could have a book club every month where I send you the book. That would be another cool thing that we could do. Yeah. Ah, very cool, very cool. Fun ideas, fun ideas. Hurry up with the website. I messaged them and I tried to figure out where we're at with everything. Apparently we're a little bit behind, but the website is back on my radar and I'm gonna try to get that sorted and stay on top of everybody and keep focused on it. So yeah, we're working on it, dude. You need to get Brazzers boxer briefs and wear those with the sweater. What is Brazzers boxer briefs? Oh gosh, I'm gonna open that incognito. Brazzers boxer briefs. Algunos resultados pueden ser explícitos. Explícitos. That's what the accent mark means. Okay. Oh, okay. They're just underwear that says Brazzers on it. Cool. Okay. Kind of lame, not gonna lie. Kind of lame. Oh man. Okay. Well, we had a fun little stream today. I think I'm getting tired already. I think it's time to send you guys away somewhere. Does he not know what Brazzers is? I know what Brazzers is. I don't pay for that stupid shit. I see it advertised at the beginning of like free Pornhub videos, so I'm vaguely aware that it's like a pay for porn website, but I don't pay for that shit, dude. Su Espanol no es malo. Es malo. It definitely is malo, dude. I don't think it's no es malo. It is malo, dude. He has to go take sweater pics. Yeah, now I gotta go take my sweater pics and get that out of my system. Yeah, unless you guys have something short that's like 30 minutes or less that you want me to watch, I'm getting tired. And I want to go, honestly, 90% of it is I want to go listen to the Wheel of Time because we were talking so much about it. Like, low key, I just really want to go listen to Wheel of Time. I'm sorry. I really want to go listen to Wheel of Time. I've been sitting here like looking at Daniel Green's videos, and now I really just want to go listen to my books. Astartes is the best 40k videos on YouTube, less than 30. I don't recognize the name. Astartes 40k. I don't watch him. I watch Luetin09. Maybe that's ringing a bell for you. I watch this guy, this Luetin09. I watch him a lot. I'm pretty sure I could just look up 40k lore and figure out yeah, it's this Luetin guy. I watch a lot of the Luetin guy. In case you couldn't tell by the red marks at the bottom of these. This Bricky guy, I suppose I listen to. Just a lot of the Luetin09 person. Yeah, that's what I'm all about. In Deep Geek is good for Lord of the... I don't care about Lord of the Rings. I also don't care about The Witcher. I have read every single Witcher book that there is. And yet I am not interested at all in watching any lore videos about The Witcher. Does that make me weird? I don't think The Witcher has ever gotten me interested in like the lore of it. I think it explains everything in the books like fairly well. So I never have like the desire to learn more about it. I've never thought about that, but that is kind of weird. I would never click on like a Witcher lore video. I've never been interested. But I certainly read all the books as fast as I could. Before you go, please, this video is short.
Doing your mind.
I'm not listening to this. Rather play The Witcher than read it or watch it. I'm not interested in the games much at all. I read the books and I'm not super interested in the games at all. I'm sure I'll play them at some point. Like, I want to play Red Dead Redemption. That's supposed to be similar, but I'm not like super interested in the games or anything. I thought everyone watched Witcher for Henry Cavill's abs. I mean, I would say I watched The Witcher for Henry Cavill, but I was kind of disappointed by Ciri in the show. I don't feel like Ciri was super interesting. Ciri is somebody who I would watch the show for, because I think Ciri is like an interesting character, but I don't know. I don't think the show did a very good job of like encapsulating what I like about the books. I watched the show and that's what made me want to go read the books, similar to The Wheel of Time. But after reading the books, I have no interest in the show. I tried to watch season 2, episode 1 of The Witcher, and I turned it off. I was completely turned off. It's just not interesting to me at all. I feel like the book, actually, the pacing is really good, and I get through a lot per unit of time. The show, I don't feel the same way about. It was so confusing. The show? Yes, but I didn't feel confused when I was watching it very much. Like, I didn't understand everything that was going on, but I felt like I could follow the general gist of what happened. The book is done way better, though. Like, the show is a poor adaptation, I would say, of the book. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Siri got better in season 2. Oh, okay. I mean, she is still like a little girl. I mean, she's a little girl through most of the whatever. I've seen what Siri looks like in the video game, and I'm like, Pog! She looks cool in the video game, because she looks like a whole ass human being. In the show, she legit looks like a little kid, but the pictures I've seen of her in the video games is like, she looks cool. She looks like a grown up chick. I haven't seen what she looks like when she's young in the video game, but seeing what she looks like when she's older, she looks really like kick ass. And she has like white hair and not like yellow hair. She just looks cooler, I think, in the video games. The game is unique enough to differentiate it, and Very is better in it. Very is better in it. Wow. Very is better. Cool. I don't know what the fuck that means. Yeah, I have a hard time getting into the books or films. The immersive interactivity aspect of gaming I enjoy more. Ah, okay. Nah, I just kind of get bored. I mean, maybe we'll play it on stream at some point. Is The Witcher on Xbox? Is The Witcher on the Game Pass thing? Oh, this is going to take 10.5 years to load. Oh, by the way, I downloaded Doom, but it says battle mode, and when I try to do like normal Doom, it wants me to like sign in and shit. I've never had to do that when I played this before. I was really bummed out. Like, why do I have to sign in and stuff? I don't remember ever doing that when I downloaded this before. So I downloaded this huge ass game and I can't even play it because I need like a Bethesda account or some stupid bullshit. Oh, what were we looking for here? Witcher. The Witcher. Let's see if The Witcher is on here. I bet you it's not. Man, fuck. It's not on here. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I bet you it's on Steam and I have to pay $1 million for it. It's probably on Steam, huh? Rip. It used to be Pepe Hens. I feel like I remember it being on there. It's like $4 on Steam? Really? I don't believe that. $4 in Steam. I think it's more than $4. It's $9.99 on Steam or Epic Games. Well, I'm certainly not buying it on Epic Games. I'm literally playing Doom Eternal right now. Yeah, I wish I could put it on while I listen to like debate people spout their nonsense, but yeah, I haven't had much luck getting it to run. And then it kept trying to use my integrated graphics card, so I have to like turn off my integrated graphics card when I play it, and that fucks with my monitors, and like it's just I don't remember having all these problems when I used to play the game, but apparently they all exist now, and I can't play it. What's wrong with Epic? Shitty. Honestly, the only reason I use Xbox thing is because it's cheap to get a lot of games, but I would prefer that everything worked through Steam, quite honestly. So you said that I can find The Witcher on here, right? Which one do I get? Which one do I get? Why is this one $9.99 but this one's $7? You just get 3, right? I don't need to play the other 2, especially if I read the book, right? 3, okay. Do I get Game of the Year edition? Does this come with like DLC or something? $9.99 has the expansions? Huh. Wow, we have only 13 hours. Should I just buy this? Would you guys want to watch this on stream? Maybe this would be a fun on-stream game. The games are set after the books? Oh, weird. Can always refund if you change your mind. Yeah, but you don't have a lot of time to do that. Okay. Maybe I'll buy this. It's a pretty good game, even if you don't stream it. If I played it, I would stream it. I wouldn't play it on my own. How do you feel about Destiny deleting his tweets? Well, that dumb motherfucker posts a lot of stupid tweets, so it does not surprise me to hear he has to delete them. Usually, if he doesn't take it upon himself to delete his tweets, at some point or another, Twitter gets around to deleting them for him. So he's kind of getting ahead of him there. Okay, I think I'll add this to my cart and buy it right now. I'm changing the views because I'm afraid that it'll show my credit card information. Purchase for myself. My PayPal account. Continue. I agree to the Twitch subscriber agreement. I would watch a bunch of Booksmarts playing The Witcher 3. Well, I hope so, because I just bought it. Wow, I didn't even have to log into my PayPal? It just automatically buys it? That's kind of crazy. Oh, wait. I have Steam points. Could I have just bought that with Steam points? Wait, do you guys know how the Steam points thing works? How does this work? It says I got 999 Steam points. Could I have bought this with Steam points? They're for avatars and shit, not games? Oh, okay. Okay, well, rip. Rip. Whatever. Oh no, I hope this doesn't automatically start downloading. Anywho. No, you only use Steam points to buy emojis and shit? That sounds stupid. Anywho. Alright, I'm tired. I want to go listen to my Witcher, or not my Witcher, to the Wheel of Time stuff. So I'm going to go do that. We're at a fun part in the book where he's meeting princesses and stuff. So I'm very excited to continue listening where I picked up off of. To your Steam profile, I don't know what... You couldn't points are for cosmetics for your Steam profile. Okay. Thank you for everybody answering those questions. I'm not a big gamer. I don't know about any of that stuff. Anywho, let's find a place to put you Twitch chatters for the night. To the YouTube people, thank you for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. Where do you guys want to go? Stardust, maybe? Debating on CTV's conservative panel. Alternatively, you can go watch Hell's Kitchen with Gappy V. I think that either one of those sounds fine. The grass toucher inside of me says we should probably go watch Hell's Kitchen, but up to you guys. Which Wheel of Time book are you on? The first one. Thank you, Table Flipper. I do appreciate it. You could hold on to the points because a couple of years ago you could buy $2 Universal coupons with them. Oh, okay. Well, hopefully that happens at some point. Honestly, I feel like we should go watch Gappy because... Thanks. I feel like we should go watch Gappy. Oh, Witcher 3. I love the books. Okay, thanks for the $10, Ben. Thanks for the chill stream book. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, Witcher 3. I love the books.
Yeah. Today was a chill day. I didn't do a ton of shilling. It was, I'm not trying to make money off of this, so I just wanted to hang out with you guys for a little bit and rant about whatever I'm doing in my free time. Watching Hell's Kitchen doesn't count as grass touching. No, but I think if I had to pick which one of these to watch, I would probably pick Hell's Kitchen. I'm sorry, Stardust. I don't mean to make fun of your content, but Jesus, I would much rather watch Hell's Kitchen. I don't know. But up to you guys. Here, I'll put a poll in the chat. I'll put a poll. This is the fair way to do it. What to raid to? What to raid to? Hell's Kitchen or conservative panel? Okay. We'll do this for 2 minutes and then we'll finish off. I want to take some notes on the Book of Boba Fett and on Star Wars Visions and then see if my dad might want to record something offline about that. I think it would actually be cool to edit that into a video, so I might work on that in my free time. Even if we don't do a video, talking to my dad will be cool, and then I'll have stuff to discuss on stream. I don't recommend Book of Boba Fett because it's kind of boring. I would, however, recommend Star Wars Visions, and if you do watch Star Wars Visions, turn on Japanese audio and English subtitles. I'm a weeb, but these are animated as if they're like anime, and the voice actors are good in Japanese. That's my preferred viewing experience. I've watched the first 3 in English and Japanese, and I prefer the Japanese. So your mileage may vary. That would be my recommendation for experiencing that. I find that the voices are good. Every single Star Wars Vision episode is 50 minutes long. It is animated in a different style, I believe by a different studio, though I didn't pay that much attention. And they're completely different. There are all very different takes on the Star Wars universe. So if you enjoy Star Wars, but you wish that you would see like, you know, a different approach to the stories, like in one of them, it's like samurai days and everything is samurai themed, except there's still robots and droids and whatever. And there's this like samurai guy who like has a samurai sword that is like a lightsaber, but it doesn't like turn off. He has to like tuck it into a sheath. It's strange. All of them are strange. Another one is about a musician group that has like Jabba the Hutt's nephew or something in it, and they play in front of all the pod racing stadium. They're all just very, very different stories that are very, very differently animated, and I've enjoyed them. It's really fun. Okay, Hell's Kitchen has won out. Booksmarts definitely listen to audiobooks at 2x read by Destiny. No, I wouldn't do that. That's cancer. All right, we're going to Hell's Kitchen. I didn't really like the band one. That was probably my least favorite of the lot, but it exists. It exists. /raid. Gappy V has won the vote. So see you guys later, all my Gappy V people. This channel is intended for mature audiences, of course, because Gappy is a very mature streamer, and you guys will, I'm sure, enjoy Hell's Kitchen as I would if I were offline and viewing something. I would certainly like watching Hell's Kitchen. Enjoy. I will talk to you guys later. I will try to stream either tomorrow or the next day. I'm going to try to go to America, get my microphone so you guys don't bitch about the webcam mic. And yeah, bye. And to my YouTube people, thank you. I appreciate you. And I will talk to you guys later. I'll try to get timestamps done on this, though it's probably going to be all over the place. We'll see. Bye.